Hello there. This is just a quick warning before the episode starts to state that this episode is a spoiler episode. In this episode, me, Elijah, and Rowan talk about the Mario movie and we break it down and say our thoughts on it. So, if you've not yet seen the Mario movie and you want the full experience and no spoilers, then I suggest you wait till you've seen the movie, then listen to this episode. If you, however, have seen the movie already, then enjoy this episode because we give our thoughts on it. Anyway, that warning is over. On with the episode. Hello, and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course, the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined by my co-host and good friend, Rowan Fern, along with my other good friend, Nintendo music producer, and temporary co-host Elijah Terp. Guys, neither me or Rome were here last week. How have you both been? I was away down south for a week, and Elijah, you stepped in, saved the day, and did an episode. I'm sure our listeners enjoyed that. But guys, anyway, how have you guys been?
All right.
Doesn't sound very enthusiastic.
Yeah. Anyway, how's your life? You sound very down and depressed, even though you just
No, I didn't mean to, but it's just been yeah. I'm just revising now.
yeah.
It's a month. This time next month I would have finished my first exam or first two exams. I don't know, but it's not. To be honest, that I'm not even stressing anymore. I'm just want them to go. Like once you've done them, then that's that.
So yeah, exam stress. Yeah, Paul Ryan, he's pretty stressed out, pretty burnt out, but it's a great thing that you took your time to come onto the podcast episode today because we have a very exciting episode ahead to record because me and Rowan about an hour ago just got out of the cinema because we saw the Mario movie today, didn't we, Rowan?
Yeah.
And so did you, Elijah. You also went and saw the Mario movie a bit earlier at 1 p.m. Me and Rowan
Yeah.
It's 3 p.m. But I'd like to explain a bit about the cinema experience before. I was going to say with Rowan, we went in originally to do 3 p.m. but you came early to the house, Rowan, to pick me up.
And there was a 2:25 showing.
The 2:25.
It was already 2:25 though, but we still booked it.
We booked the 2:25 instead because we might as well go and see that rather than wait for 3 p.m. But the movie ended up starting at 3 p.m. because the trailers were like 25 minutes long.
Right.
There's one thing I have to say about View, is that they should change it because on the screen when you go in to like get the tickets, it says. Because the 2:25 show, and obviously it just started, but it said this film has started, when in reality what it meant was it's not started, the adverts have started. So I think they need to make that a bit clearer.
They need to make it a bit clearer, definitely. Because we're just sitting through trailers.
I was in the toilet. I was trying to rush through the toilet. I needed a wee. I was trying to rush because I thought we were missing the film.
I was like, come on, Rowan, quick. Could you get in there? That's like 25 minutes of trailers. We're like, oh, well, are we in the right place? But yeah, usually it's just, we were good. We got the entire movie, but we missed out on the post-credits. I was so angry when I found that out because me and Ryan stayed till the first credit lot came up because we wanted to get the post-credit that Chris Pratt said.
After that, the lights came back on. So like I thought that meant that.
And then the second credits came up, but we missed out on the sequel, which I've now seen on YouTube. But I'm still annoyed that I missed out on the post-credit. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, that's our week. My week has been all right. I've been down south, been down to where people say grass and bath instead of grass and bath.
The best places, yeah.
The best places. Yeah. Sorry, Rowan.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about this in the car earlier about accents.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Northern
but yeah,
accent. I've got a northern accent.
Northern accent.
Apparently, I didn't know that until someone sent it in. So
Ryan is now being classified. Northern accent, as you would say, classified. But yeah, let's not get into this. I went down south and to Kent, and I went to Worthing, and it was nice. It was good weather. It was lovely to see my family again. Had some great times. Lots of chocolate. I'm loaded because if you're from the UK, we do celebrate Easter, and British chocolate is the best. That's probably not the best thing to say because Belgian chocolate is good as well, but I personally think good old Cadbury's cream egg, it's the best, isn't
it? That's good. Yeah.
You've been filling up on chocolate, guys, too, this Easter. You've been
not really.
No,
I just had one egg. That was it because I didn't want another one.
At least you've had one egg because one egg is quite sufficient. They're really big, aren't they? But what about you, Elijah? You've been having some chocolate this Easter?
Yeah, I got to. I've been eating them
Nice.
too much. I feel a bit sick, to be honest. But
Oh
it's
no,
fine.
I
Yeah.
got like that Terry's chocolate orange, like true to my surname there, Judah Terry. Terry's chocolate orange, which we as a family like to make fun of because we are called Terry, so we own it. So we give
Yep.
all our friends Terry chocolates. But I got a Terry chocolate orange from my dad's grandparents, and I also got a Cadbury's chocolate from my uncle, egg, and also got another egg. You know, I got quite a few eggs, and I'm still going through them all, working
Oh
through all
my
the
goodness.
eggs, and
That's
including
a
a
lot.
mini,
Yeah.
including one of those bunnies. You know, I've got so much chocolate, guys. Like,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Someone said to me, "This is going to last you a year," and I was like, "No, it's not. It's going to last me a few days, if not seconds, because I devour this lot." But yeah, it's been good. Apart from one day where I was by the sea. Right, it was nice and sunny. I went out. I was down by the sea, down south of England. It was a nice day, but you know, it's the UK. You can never tell if it's going to be a bloody rainstorm or a nice sunny day because it was really sunny. It was lovely. And all of a sudden, the sun just disappeared. I don't know where it went. And then the wind came, and the wind was immense. Like, this was not any old wind. Like, I forgot to check my phone, but there was a windstorm coming to that part of the UK, like a serious windstorm. People were supposed to stay inside and keep their windows shut. Instead, I was strolling along the sea coast. I was surprised there was no one outside, but then it really did hit me. Like, the wind, I could not walk forwards. Like, I'm being dead serious. I could not walk forwards.
You're definitely like straining all your muscles.
I
to
was
get forward.
straining. I was like just trying my best to fight myself. Like, I even did this thing where you fall backwards. I was completely falling backwards against the
Did you
wind,
actually
and it was
fall
holding
over?
me up. No, I didn't, because I was not that stupid. Like, just completely keep on going. But when the wind was so strong, I decided I would turn around and then try and do that thing where you backwards, right?
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
wind was so strong, it just did not let me fall. I didn't keep doing that, probably like a lunatic, but yeah, it was an experience, because then after that, then came the hail, and that was not great
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I could not walk, right, and the sea was being blown really upshore. Like, I was getting wet, like the seawater was hitting me, and my hair felt like it was going to blow off my scalp. There was hail coming down. I was like, "What? Why am I here? Just why?" And the house I was staying at was at least half a mile away. It was a long way away. Like, I had to still walk quite a long way, so I had to go inland, and it was still really windy, and there were bins being chucked everywhere. But yeah, definitely, yeah. Just don't come to the UK in a windstorm. Just don't do it. Yeah.
I still might do it. To be honest, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it?
It took my breath away, mate. It was like just
I've
bang.
never been in a proper windstorm, but I feel like if I was,
Yeah.
I'd feel like I was in one of those like cinematic like movie like scenes where like the characters' hairs like just moving around. But to be honest, it was probably faster than that.
It was way
It
fast.
was
I couldn't
probably-
even look cinematic. My skin was being ripped from my face. Like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't
It's not
What, like
it's
in a
not
cartoon?
That's
Well,
what
by
it
the end
felt
of it, you're
like.
just a skeleton.
It just was really, really just really bad weather. Like, it was like a wind. There was no rain, but then hail came, and that's when it was like impaling my
Do you reckon
face.
any trees were like blown down?
Oh, there was a couple of trees that actually fell down like afterwards. So
But like right in front
definitely.
of you.
Not in front of me. I didn't see any trees, but I did see trees almost like that's trying to fight for their lives. Literally just being blown around in the storm. But yeah, that's been my week. Enough of windstorms. But it was good. It was good. I had a good trip down south, a good break. Thank you, Elijah, for taking over while I was down south. Yeah, it was a good
While
episode.
you were
Listen to
battling
it.
with the wind.
Well, yeah, he was in a
Yeah.
nice, comfortable room recording an episode while I was literally about to drown.
We didn't get windstorms here, but we did have the random weather. Kind of, it was sunny, like it's sunny for half a day, and then suddenly it's either just tipping it down with rain or hail. So it was we got a lot. We had like, I think
The
3 different
weather's-
thunderstorms this last week
Yeah.
alone. So
Damn.
The
yeah,
weather in the UK is so bipolar.
especially this time
Yeah.
of year. It's like, I think springtime, April is like I've noticed this time of year it is really temperamental in the UK. Like, the weather, it's just not right.
yeah, like spring shifting from winter to summer. It's like some days you're in summer and some days you're in winter, and then some days you're in both, and it's like it's very hard to predict. Yeah,
It's no transition like in other countries. It's like it's one day winter, the next day it's summer. Like, it's immediately hot. Like, in other countries, it's like that. You get seasons, but our seasons are all like, we have a season each month. Like, no, we have all 4 seasons each month. Like,
yeah, we do. Yeah,
we just go through it all. But yeah, and it's just it's the UK, I guess.
We're more likely to get snow during summer than winter.
For those people who are Americans who like to mock us for like talking about the weather all the time, it's because it is the most interesting thing to talk about. Like because there's nothing. It's like really strange.
And
Like,
as well, when Australians hear us going, oh, it's 30 degrees here, it's so hot. They're like, that's nothing compared to what we're. But it's because that's how that when it gets to 30 degrees, that's real for us because it's not like that for like most of the year.
exactly, it's
So
like
when that
hardly
happens,
like 30.
Yeah, I die at 30 degrees.
And plus, like in really hot countries like Australia and America and whatnot, they've got like aircon in every room. We've not got any aircon.
We've
in
Yeah.
got
every room.
zero.
I feel like
aircon.
Americans don't understand. We do not have air conditioning. That's not like a thing that is commonplace in the UK.
No.
Oh no,
We
guys,
do
I
not
felt like I
have
was
that.
gonna
We have
die.
windows. That's it. Like,
last
Yeah.
summer, guys, it was it reached 40 degrees and Celsius,
yeah.
and there was
I
no
think I was
fan.
on the floor for most of the day.
I think I probably was on the floor as well. No, but the thing is, right, I was walking around, probably a bit too much information, with literally nothing but, I don't know, pants on. I was just I just didn't wear any clothes. It was
Well, you're just walking around in your pants.
no, not outside. I was in
No,
my own
no,
house.
inside, yeah,
Let me quickly say that I did not just stroll around in my underwear. No,
Wait,
I'm
but I
not
thought when it got hotter, you took pictures outside.
what?
Okay, that was probably another day. But I
Oh,
remember
no,
like,
of
you went
course.
through like a field.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And you
that.
just
I
lay
wore
down
a
in the
t-shirt.
long grass, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I posted on my Instagram story that there's nothing else to do but lie in a field right now. It's like
But that wasn't when
try
you
and
were wearing
enjoy
your
the...
underwear.
I wasn't. I had trousers on. I had trousers on. I had a t-shirt on.
What
we
if someone
digress.
What if someone knocked the door?
What?
What if someone knocked the door? Would you just answer them?
Oh, no, I wouldn't. No, I'll probably actually. I don't know. That's a good question. I probably would quickly grab a t-shirt and be like, "Oh, quick, it's the postman," but he probably would have walked off. But I get to the door. Anyway, we are digressing greatly. But yeah, the weather, yeah, it's an awful thing in the UK. It's something stick
Yeah,
around.
I'm like a 12-year-old. I laugh at anything.
Yeah, that's always good though, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, Elijah, how you've written on the plan? You've had some awkward experiences today. Can you please tell us what's
Today?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, to do with the movie. So
Yeah, what's happened? What's going on?
well, I was going to the movie today just so I could see the movie and actually talk about it for the podcast, and that was the whole reason I went.
Yeah.
But I went alone because no one else wanted to go with me. They didn't want to see the movie. So
you should have took a train up here.
Yeah, and I said to you I would make a video for the podcast channel, like for the YouTuber short or something. So initially I was recording things, and then I noticed, okay, I can't really pick up on my voice that well. I need to speak up. And the moment I spoke up, everyone around me just stopped and like stared at me. And I just felt like a really annoying, like 2016 YouTube vlogger or something. I couldn't do any more. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you that video because I can't do any more of it.
No,
It was so embarrassing after that. I just gave up.
Wait, everyone just turned and stared.
Legitimately, every single person in my like vicinity just turned, stopped,
dude,
and
that's
looked at me. And it's like so uncomfortable.
So you were speaking while you were filming.
Yeah, and then they all just looked at me like, "Who's this guy? What's he doing?" Like,
Where
fuck?
were you? Were you in like the main bit, or were you?
I was in a town centre at the time. Yeah, walking through to go to the cinema, and then when I got to the cinema, so I booked the ticket at the counter. The guy initially asked me, "Are you sure?" Which was like, "What, do I look too old for this movie?" No, yeah, I'm sure.
Are you
Then
sure?
second, he asked for 2, and I said, "No, for 1. Like, I'm here alone. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
And I was just thought, like, wow, what a guy to be like, "Oh, are you alone? You sure you're not too old for this movie?" It's like, wow, okay, thanks. That made me uncomfortable.
Oh no.
And then all the other staff were looking at me because I was sitting there waiting for the movie. I arrived early, so I was waiting for the movie to start, sitting there, and all these like families and children going through, and there's no other adults on their own, or even kids on their own. It was all just like big families and children, and every like cleaner that went past just stared at me like I was just in the wrong place, like I was some weirdo. And I don't know if I looked like a pedo or something. I don't know what it was, but I felt so uncomfortable. And then I finally went in, and I sat down, and there was surrounded by noisy children. And then, I was uncomfortable throughout the entire movie because I was still feeling like they were watching me on their cameras or something, being like, "Why is he here?
Why is he here?"
Yeah, today's been a nightmare.
Oh
no! But when we left, we saw like so many crisp packets on the floor. It was untrue.
Oh no, we're not alone. You're not alone there. There was the amount of. I think we went at the wrong time. Like I think we should have gone when the movie was first released.
No.
Like, there's so many kids.
Yeah, there was so many kids, but there was a kid all the way at the back. I think that I kept hearing. You know that.
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up.
if you don't want to hear anything about the movie yet, then just
By the way, this
close
is
your ears.
spoilers. This is a
Yeah,
there
big
is
spoilers
spoiler
episode.
episode.
but
So, yeah.
basically
Yeah.
the scene
I'll do
where
an ad break.
the scene where there's a bunch of like it zooms out and there's like a whole field of fire flowers. There's a kid at the back like, hey, fire flower. he was pointing out all the obvious references in the film, and I was just like, yes,
That's
we all know what it
Bowser.
is.
It's like, shut
Wait,
up.
I had that exact same thing. The kid was like, "Oh, mum, that's the fire flowers.
Yeah.
Mum, that's the ice. That's the power ups." I was like, "Yeah, we know." Like,
Oh dear.
another kid was asking because I didn't get a lot of the jokes, like the more adult jokes, and they were
Mm.
asking like, "Oh, what's he moving? He's moving his pecs. What's his pecs?" And I'm like,
Oh.
"Kid."
Oh dear, that is yeah. It was really fun. Like we did, however, we had more of a mix. Like I noticed there were a lot of families in the cinema room we were in. There were a lot of families.
Yeah, but there were
just-
like all demographics in there. There were like grown men with grey hair in there as well.
yeah, there
You
were
guys are
like
lucky. For me, it was just me
Yeah.
and then children, and I felt
there was some
so
teenage.
out of place.
Yeah, I saw someone on a date. Like there was a young teenage couple. There was a mix of people in the theatre.
Yeah,
but with
there
you,
was
you
people
just
who were going on a date to see the Mario movie.
Elijah got the wrong crowd. Just
Because
like
I even asked people
5-year-olds.
beforehand. I asked like, "Oh, how, do you know like the demographic of people who are going there?" And they said, "Oh yeah, you get adults, you get younger people." So okay, cool. I'm not going to be like a weirdo being there with
Yeah.
children. And then I went there, and then no one else was there other than children. So I was just like, okay,
Well,
which I
And the
feel very
kid-
out of place.
I'm just laughing at the fact that you may have accidentally walked into like a children's birthday party like room and I was never like booked out for you. And he's like went, "Oh, can I have this room, please? Like, are you with someone?" No, I'm here. And like, everyone's
just
like,
here,
"Is he supposed to be at this
we-
children's birthday party?"
We almost walked into the wrong screen, and then the woman was like, "Actually, no, it's this one."
Accidentally walked into, like,
It was screen 4, and we were about to walk into screen 3 and like find our seats.
They were like,
Can you imagine if we'd waited till after the adverts and it was like?
It was like, well, this is not what we paid for. Yeah, and good thing we noticed that quickly. But yeah, it's my second time back at that cinema after my dreadful experience I explained a couple of episodes back. Go check it out. I'm not going to say that all over
I just
again.
want to say something. I think we've had a power cut because my computer just shut off and it's not turning back on. So
Oh no,
I can't see the plan.
Oh.
Oh no, don't worry about it. We'll lead you on. I've got the plan. I've not had no
That's
bloody
good.
power cut yet. I hope not, because I am not too far from where Rowan lives, so I'm hoping it stays on. But Anyway, it's that's good. At least we're all good. But I'm still kind of laughing at the fact that you Elijah and Tanny were like, "Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back."
I know. I wasn't like overly doing it, but I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go see the Mario movie, and then they all, and it just, I was dying, man.
So
I
you
was
While
so
you
dead.
outside.
Yeah, I was outside in public doing it. So I took some shots on the way, like on the bus and stuff, just like for cinematic views and things.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, I thought, okay, I should do an intro or something. So I was walking down the street, did an intro. It was really quiet because it couldn't pick up on my voice. So I thought, okay, I'll redo it, no problem. Just do it louder.
Yeah.
And then the moment I started speaking loudly, everyone stopped, and I'm still embarrassed now.
I think that's. Oh, don't worry, guys. Please like this podcast video if you're watching on YouTube. Please subscribe to help Elijah out. Help him out. Go subscribe to his channel as well because he's still struggling from the embarrassment. But I think that's something all vloggers have to deal with. Like, it is very embarrassing to just pull out a camera and be like, "Hey guys, I'm in the cinema right now. I'm gonna go and eat some chicken."
No, but vlogging is not for me, Claire. I've never done vlogging before. I thought, the first time for everything, I'll try it. It's for the podcast, it's whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, it's not for me.
It's just not for you. Not for you. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's very sad. I'm very angry with you, Elijah. You didn't do the video. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's awkward experiences. I know exactly what you mean. But anyway, what a quick side note before we step straight into what we think of the Mario movie. That is the news of the week. But have we been playing anything? Have we been up to any games this week? I know what I've been playing. What about you?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I have.
What have you been doing, Ryan?
I've not told. I've only told. I don't know. I told someone who likes football about this because I got it mainly for FIFA.
Right.
But I got an Xbox Series S.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay. Nice.
And I got it quite cheap, to be honest, for what it was. The person wanted me to go and pick it up, so I went and picked it up from a house in Rugby, and I got it and brought it home, and it's brilliant. It can play like next gen versions of games. So basically it's the equivalent of a PS5 without having to pay.
That's really good. I'm looking online now. They're at least about £249 with the box.
Oh yeah, ours was nowhere near that.
I'm jealous, man. That's good. Yeah.
I'm jealous as well. What is this? Is this something you never told me this?
But basically, what happened was the account was called. It was called. I'm not going to say the name, but obviously it was called like a female name. And
Mm.
so I expected like
Jennifer.
you know when you're talking to someone and you like create an image in your head of what they look like.
Yes.
Obviously I thought I was just like a normal looking woman. I went there and I knocked the door and a guy answered covered in tattoos.
Oh right. Oh. So who are you?
And I was just like, hi,
You're
I'm
not
here to pick up.
Jennifer.
I was like, hi, I'm here to pick up the Xbox, and he was like, yeah, she's been scammed before, so that's why I'm here to do it instead.
Oh
So,
right.
Oh right, yeah.
But
A bit weird.
But I understood, and then I took it, and he was like, "Yeah, any problems, just give me a call." But I just thought it was funny how I had this image, and then the door opened, and it just wasn't at all what I imagined.
Damn. Right. Well, how is it though? Is the condition
Oh yeah,
good?
no,
Is
it's
it?
good. It's in like almost or like the conditions like new, basically.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So it's
nice.
running really
The only
nicely.
downside to the console itself is that it's digital only.
Digital
Yeah,
only.
If I
a
wanted to put
discless
discs in it,
version.
I'd have to get the Xbox Series X, which is the equivalent of a PS5, which would cost me upwards of 300.
Yeah, I get that. But what have you been playing on that then?
Just FIFA, that's it.
Just FIFA. Okay.
Just FIFA, no Halo, no Apex Legends.
Oh yeah,
no...
I can get Halo though, because that's an
Yeah.
Xbox exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is,
yeah.
exactly.
And like
I was gonna
Forza
say.
Horizon. Oh no, funny enough, I think the guy had left some games on it because I booted it up.
Oh,
set it all up.
nice.
Well, okay, basically I opened the box, and it was all in its brand new packaging, but
As you do, yeah.
it had been taken out of the box.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I took everything out, set it up, I went on it, and they had Crash Team Racing, and Forza Horizon, and like The Sims 4 on it and stuff.
Oh,
nice,
nice. So you got some
So
free games.
Yeah, but I think I was an accident because it didn't say it came with free games.
Oh no,
Hmm.
you did delete
But
them. You didn't.
I
Yeah.
didn't correct. No, I didn't correct it. No, I just.
Of course, you should
Fair
have those
enough,
free
yeah,
games. Of course.
But-
What about you, Elijah? You been
Yeah.
got
Uh,
a new Xbox Series S like Ryan?
I
Tattooed
wish,
man.
but no.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been doing much gaming this week, to be honest.
Mm.
I think I've more just been talking to people, relaxing.
Oh, that's good. He's been
Enjoying my new style,
socialising.
that is, yeah.
I've been socialising, not gaming.
Oh, I touch grass, yeah.
Yes,
stay
you
in
touch
there.
grass.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm annoyed though because this week has gone faster than the first week of Easter break.
It
For
has
me,
gone
anyway.
fast. For me, it has gone
The
fast
second
because
week
I've been
Has just
yeah.
flown by. When the
Mm.
first week it went at a steady pace.
I think that happens. Like I went on holiday for down south, and then it just went super fast because I'm like traveling from different family to family. I've got quite a large family down south, and I've got like stay at different areas, and then I've all of a sudden then half a week of the second week I'm back here at my home, and all of a sudden, bam! It's Saturday. I'm like, wow, where did the days go?
The good thing is though, I'm not going in until Tuesday.
Oh yeah, you're not going back to school till Tuesday. I'm not. I'm on my courses. The rest of my courses online, so I'm working from home, and my job was
Nice.
also working from home as well. So relaxing and chilling. It should be good, hopefully. Yeah, but yeah, I have been up to some gaming while I have been having some sort of free time. Yeah, I've been doing a bit Lego Jurassic World, which is on PlayStation and Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo Switch, literally every platform. But yeah, I've never really been a big fan of Lego games, right? They're fun. They're like, I can get why they're fun.
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan. But Jurassic World I'm a massive Jurassic Park fan. Don't know about you guys. But I've been playing Lego Jurassic World's kind of fun for me, like because when I was a child, I used to like collect all the Lego sets for Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, it was called Lego Dino. They had the old sets for Jurassic Park,
Mm.
and yeah, I've just been playing a bit of Lego Jurassic World and seeing what it's like, and it's all right. It's a bit fun. It's just kind of what I've been playing this week on my 3DS, and now I feel like I need to get back into the Mario games. Now I've seen the Mario movie. I need to get back into some. I need to 100% Mario 3D Land. I need to get Mario Odyssey. I still haven't got that game yet. So
one thing I have been doing is listening to creepypastas.
Creepypastas. Isn't he a YouTuber?
No.
It's
What?
like creepy stories.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Never mind. Yeah.
But I like the game. I like the gaming ones because most of them just make me laugh.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like it's like
Is he
like,
YouTube?
I was playing N64 late at night. It was raining outside, but when
Yeah.
I loaded it up, it wasn't normal. The text was all red
Yeah.
and blood was on the screen.
That stuff
Oh,
is.
yeah, creepypastas.
A lot of them just make me laugh. Some of them are good, like if they're well written, but
Mm.
most of them are just cliches.
I've got one here. It says last night I snuck past my dad's house. He almost caught me.
Wait,
What?
That's
That
not
makes no
creepy.
sense. A bit of context. My father left my mother not long after. Okay, it's a bit dark. I'm not going to read this out on the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, no, yeah, that's
Yeah.
how most of them start, like with a
Yeah,
backstory.
yeah. Okay, yeah. It gets darker than.
There was one.
It gets really dark. Let's not read this
I think
one.
it definitely
Actually,
depends
but
on the age
there
of the
was
person
one-
who's writing it,
Yeah.
depending on how
What'd
good
you
it is.
I'm definitely not going to read out this one. But this, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But like there was one I remember hearing ages ago. This wasn't recent. I remember hearing a Mario Kart one. It was called Mario Kart Black creepypasta.
Right.
And they went to pick up they basically just this brother and sister just got a Wii.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, about Mario
Oh.
Kart Black. Yes, carry on though. Carry on.
Okay, but they basically this brother and sister they got a Wii. And they went to pick up Mario Kart Wii, but there wasn't any copies left. But they did have a copy of Mario Kart Black, and they said, "Look, we're just trying to get rid of this." So they went home, played it, and it was all like what, like red and black, whatever. But then Mario in real life with red eyes and sharp teeth came into their room, like
Oh dear.
did something to her brother. She jumped out the window, got on a train, and then started a new life in New York. So
What kind of story
Mario
is that? What on earth?
came into their room.
More of the story is don't get a Mario Kart Black because you're just gonna need to jump out the window.
The fact it was going so smoothly, like until they
How
mentioned
does
the
it-
fact that Mario came into their room.
How did it pick up so quickly? Like it goes from creepy story about a game to Mario's there and he's trying to
And
kill
he's
you,
just murdered my
and then
brother.
she's gone to New York for some reason. Like, how did that?
She's just like, well, now Mario's in my house. I can't live anywhere near the house, so now I'm just have to move cities entirely.
I'm gonna need to read this creepy pasta and actually, get to the
We've
bottom
got to
of
read
this.
it one day.
We better do this on the podcast, but yeah.
Most of them are rubbish, to be honest. But yeah, it's very funny.
They are. Yeah.
But that's why I like them. It's just the gaming ones. I mean, some of them are about like real life. They're not all about gaming, but the gaming ones, most of them are not that good.
Yeah, that's something
Like there's a
else,
real
that
life
is.
one that's called it's a very long title, but it's called we used to play tag at night, but stopped when someone else joined in. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
they're
a
the
good
titles.
title.
Yeah,
But
that's a good title. That is.
to be honest, it's just the game ones I just like because they're bad.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only
It's
reason.
always good to have make stories up though, isn't it? About like dark stories, like a dark twist.
Every time I
about-
write creative writing, it's almost always horror. Like
Exactly.
every time.
Something about it.
'Cause I can write
It's something good
emotively when it's
about
horror.
writing. I don't know, something that kind of appeals about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Like
sort of-
I can't. If someone asked me write creatively without doing horror, I would be able to, but I just prefer it.
yeah,
'Cause
it's more.
easy. Yeah, it's just I just like writing horror. I
It's
don't know
more
why.
enticing. It's more like ooh.
Yeah.
It makes you get the chills. Yeah. But anyway, enough of all this lot.
Oh, yeah, well, how did we get here? Yeah.
How did we get here? But anyway, this is the Giles Gaming podcast where we go.
Are we
on
going to
massive
give our
tangents.
views on the Mario movie? Because I have a lot to say.
Exactly, I think we all do.
Yes.
Anyway, news of the week: the Super Mario movie. What do we think, guys? It's been it. We've seen the Mario movie. We've done it. The
Let's
movie.
Take turns. Let's
Mission
take turns.
accomplished.
So
Mission accomplished. No, this is honestly like this was what we've all been waiting for. We've seen it,
I've
and
always
now
wanted
we've
a Mario movie. Honestly.
we've always wanted it. We've been waiting for it for so long, talking about it on the podcast. Everything, and then bam, we've seen it today.
Also, yeah, Judah told me your rating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'm okay. Let's calm down. I'm interested to see.
This could be a very hot topic, I think.
I'm interested to see why you rated it like that. So,
All right,
So
yeah.
So actually, let's start off
because
with.
there's a lot wrong with it. There's not all. Like most of it's good, but there are some stuff that I think they could have done better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
Let's just take turns. So, who wants to go first?
Okay, I think Elijah. I'm really interested to see what you have to say
I'm
first.
interested.
Okay. Well, I kind of jotted down like a few paragraphs after I finished watching the movie. So like before going into it, I was excited, but I wasn't expecting much. But then I think a part of me at the same time was expecting something from it. I think maybe that's why I was a bit let down. But the movie was definitely fun. It was very fun. It was a bit cringy at sometimes for me. Maybe I'm just getting too old for these kind of movies. I don't know.
Which parts exactly?
I don't know. Some of the jokes just didn't land for me. They just felt really forced. Or like I feel like I've heard the joke a million times already in every children's movie ever.
What's the guy's name who voiced Toad?
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't know it when I was there, but apparently the guy in real life is a comedian, which is why he was like a good role for Toad.
Okay.
yeah. Keegan Michael Kay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
And Anya Taylor-Joy was Peach, and obviously Chris Pratt and Charlie Day as Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
To be
Seth
honest,
Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and then Seth
But
Rogen.
to be honest, I liked the intro as well, like where they're talking in the Italian accents.
That's the thing. Seeing the intro made me think, oh, I really would have liked to actually hear the entire movie, kind of like that. But it's fine anyway. I think he still did a good job. For like, okay, talking about like characters, I didn't really enjoy how much they changed Peach's character.
Yeah.
Peach had always been kind of like a the person in danger, whatever. And obviously, for the story to work, they needed to change things. They needed Peach to actually have character and be more important. But I just don't like Peach going from I'm a princess, I'm in danger to I'm a girl boss and I'm better than everyone. It kind of it's a completely different shift. And the thing is, I'm happy for them to change her character, but it was too much of a change, in my opinion, that I felt like I didn't enjoy it so much.
I felt that they sort of swapped Luigi and Peach's roles. So Luigi was the damsel in distress, and Peach was
he was the damsel in distress. Like, I felt that they kind of switched roles. Like, it's always been about Bowser just stealing Peach. Like, nothing. He's not like invited her to, will you marry me, sort of thing. He's always just took her. And it's Mario that runs after and saves her.
He's never wanted to marry her, I don't think. He's always just took her. So
other than in Odyssey.
Yeah,
that was the only game.
I've not played too much Odyssey. So
okay, yeah.
I mean, quickly, I did study I studied. I'm academic. I did study the story behind Bowser. And the truth is, over all the games and everything, Bowser does have a crush on Peach. That's the whole reason why.
About the character AI video, we did that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He did. That was really interesting. But Bowser has always stolen Peach because he likes her. And I'm really interested to delve into a bit of Bowser a bit later on once I've heard the rest of Elijah and your view, Rowan. But for me, Bowser's my favourite character. First of all, he's my favourite character in Mario. But yeah, it's always been about Peach being stolen. Bowser's always been a bit. I think, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Carry on, Elijah.
Yeah, carry on.
So yeah, with Peach being kind of now overly confident over like, I rule everything, whatever. I'm really cool. I feel like they could have changed it in a better way. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy whenever Peach was on screen, other than the when Mario was doing the training montage thing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
She was funny then. I liked how she was then. That was funny. That was entertaining. I didn't mind having her. That was an enjoyable moment. But for most of it, I feel like her being on screen just felt uncomfortable because either it was cringy Peach Mario forced love thing, or it was just Peach being like, saying just generic cliche lines and being like, yeah, we're gonna just defeat Bowser or whatever. It's like,
she kind of mocked Mario's like size. She's like, you're so small. I was like, no.
Oh yeah, that made me cringe.
Short king. Oh no, poor guy. But because I think because with DK, Donkey Kong, they changed his character quite a bit in this movie to be kind of now he's cocky, he's full of himself, he's quite overconfident, he's a showboat. But it works. I feel like they did it in a good way, in my opinion. I actually really liked DK in this movie because he was still scary, but he had more character, more flavor to him. He was,
I agree.
Yeah. He had that little rivalry going with Mario and everything. He actually felt more like a legitimate character than just a two-dimensional angry gorilla.
I remember you saying in the trailer, like the trailer looked like you were getting quite worried because it looked like Donkey Kong was like a buddy, but actually it turned out at the end of the day that he was actually more of an ally, but they still
rival.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though, DK still didn't leave Mario to die. Like, he's still at the end of the day.
But they don't like each other. That's the thing. They never kind of made up. That's the good thing. Like,
they never made up, but like they were smiling with each other when they were on like the thing.
It's like they have times of agreement and times of disagreement. But I think that's good. I think that's what that's why I think it's a good change because for the plot they can't have DK just be a two-dimensional character who just wants to smash everything all the time. Because the plot wouldn't go anywhere because they wouldn't get DK's help and then nothing would change. So for the plot purposes, I think they did good with DK compared to Peach where they changed a bit too much in my opinion. So I feel like it could have been done well, but it wasn't done so well. I also think the plot moved way too quickly. Everyone was very agreeable. Like especially, Mario meets Toad, and Toad is immediately like, "I'm going to take you to the princess, no questions asked."
Yeah, why was that? Because Toad had no idea, did he? Who
exactly, exactly.
Like, who is this human? Like, first of all, right? Peach was the first human in the Mushroom Kingdom, right? This is big. Mario's the first ever second human to appear, and Toad's just like, "Oh, come on, we're best friends now." I doesn't even seem to care.
It was quite. There was no time for them to actually form a relationship anyway. It was just Toad going, "We're best friends," congratulations, and Mario just went sure. Like it felt like there was time
Yeah, Mario
restriction on the
didn't think
movie for some
like, hang on a
reason.
minute.
It went
my
to-
my,
yeah,
my
it did.
brother's just been sucked through another pipe. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of Toad knew everything from the start. It's like
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like I did feel like in parts.
That's what I mean. I feel like, why did Toad just go up to him and go? I mean, I get it. He's a second human, but like, I still don't understand like how he's just like, all right, yeah, come with us, and we'll just take you to the prince.
yeah. But
Here
even
we
with
go.
like
Yeah.
when they were doing that speech thing before they went off to fight Bowser or whatever, get the Kongs on their side, they were like, the Toads were asking like, who's that guy? Who's Mario? Like, who is he? And then Peach said, it doesn't matter. And I was
Exactly.
thinking,
It's
it does
like
He said
matter.
he's
They
not
need to know who.
important.
Like, it's
he's
really just,
Super Mario.
yeah. It's like they were rushing the plot along really quickly a lot throughout the movie, and it felt like it jumped and just ignored a lot of important
And I
things.
also felt the way they implemented the Mario Kart reference was good, but I feel like it was just at the same time a way to like get them nearer to the end.
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
so rushed. Also,
It did feel rushed.
because even with the Kongs, like, but the entire like, the story is basically okay. Mario has troubles in Brooklyn. He gets sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. Everyone just helps him suddenly, because why not? Why not do that? And then suddenly
Yeah.
he's appointed to go to the Kongs, and the Kongs just pretty much, although they like obviously make him fight DK to get their respect. They pretty much just go along with it immediately, like straight away, like, yeah, sure. If you do this, we'll help you, no problem, fine.
Yeah, and when they were in that what was the animal, they got like eaten, didn't they? Like,
with the big eel
and
under
then
the
they just
sea.
get out of it, no problem.
It felt
like,
like after
what was the point of
2
that?
minutes of being in there, they were like, oh, this is how we're gonna die, and then they didn't get
there
out.
there was no time to have any tension in the movie where you're like, oh no, they're in danger, because they immediately resolve the danger and are fine like 10 seconds later.
It's like, oh well, Mario and DK would have been in there longer, but the film's pushing an hour and a half, so we've got to get them out.
That's what I'm thinking. I think they just ran out of time and they're trying to push it all really quickly.
I kind of came away from the movie thinking like I wanted to see a bit more.
Yeah.
Like I felt like it wasn't enough. Like, I felt I could have seen more. Well, they could have done a lot more. I feel like it was. I just felt like I think we all felt this right. Sitting in the movie, there was just it quickly cut scenes super fast. But the movie was going too fast. I was like, slow down.
Yeah, it just felt like it was a bit too easy for Mario and Luigi to win at the end of the day. It felt like everything was handed to them perfectly. Like, here's a problem, but here's the answer, and here's another answer, and isn't it? Like, it was given to him too easily.
Luigi's about to sink into lava. Oh, but DK's turning the cogwheel. Oh, Luigi's now falling into the lava. Don't worry, someone's coming to save him.
Like, every time something bad happens, it was just immediately resolved, and it just felt like I'm not worried for these characters anymore because I know it's so blatantly obvious that there's going to be.
When Luigi was falling into that lava, I think there was like 5 seconds of screen time when he was falling into the lava. But I just sat there with a straight face. I thought they're not going to kill off the second main character.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that was near the end of the movie anyway, so we already knew it was going to be
swoop in and save him. So
yeah.
One thing I was annoyed about is the lack of Luigi in the movie. They just stuck him. They separated Mario and Luigi. Luigi got into like that.
It's just in a cage for the whole
Bowser's minions, and then they just stuck him in a cage for the duration of the film.
But yeah, exactly. But he's meant to be like, he was meant to be like a main. It's a Super Mario Brothers movie. It's not meant to be like, it's the Mario movie. It's not just Mario.
If it was Mario centered, it would be correct. I think that Mario was, but the thing is that they kind of portrayed it as the Super Mario Brothers. So it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole kind of theme was brotherly love anyway.
And they said like, as long as we're together, it'll be okay, which they did. Like
they were separated,
but they weren't together throughout the movie. So,
yeah. Also, I think Charles Martinet did a really good job. I mean, not Charles Martinet. What's his name? Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Yeah. He did a really good job as Luigi. So I wanted to see more of him playing Luigi because he actually did a really good job voice acting. I really enjoyed it. And also, Luigi's just a lovable character in general.
Exactly.
Also missed opportunities. When he was
more when Luigi was on screen, to be honest. When they were like at the start, like doing
that was more. That was fun.
At the start when he was he escaped all the dry bones and he got into that castle thing, and he was alone. I thought, oh great, it's gonna be like a Luigi's Mansion kind of thing now.
That's
where he's gonna be scared and go through.
That too, yeah.
And then no, Shy Guys are there and he's captured and gone.
There could have been a Luigi's Mansion segment. They missed the opportunity. Even just playing like the Luigi's Mansion soundtrack in the background, they didn't. They just played some stock creepy music.
Yeah,
that was their chance for Luigi to make Luigi like that was his.
I think that
would have been his main moment. But
like he could have
sort of harkening back to Luigi's Mansion. I think that's what they wanted you to think. But I think they could have done so much more.
Like
with that
it would
idea.
have been. They could have done so much more. They could have like made a scene where I don't know. He made a poltergeist and started fighting King Boo himself. Like they could have done something like that
I
where
thought King Boo was
Luigi
gonna
is
be in
heroic,
for-
Yeah,
right?
there's so many options there. I think they just, again, we all just wanted to see more from the movie. I think just because there wasn't
That's
enough
it,
screen
yeah.
time for a lot of characters and enough like the plot wasn't fleshed out properly. I get that there'll be a sequel and there'll be more stuff, but we'd rather have one longer movie than like two short movies.
Same. So
You
there
know?
are
Yeah.
so much long movies out there, like
But
that
I
are
think
2
I think
hours
that's
long.
what they thought. They thought an hour and a half's perfect. We've got to cram everything in.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
That's what they
yeah.
thought. Not every film has to be like stick to that hour and a half time. You
It's,
can go a bit
yeah.
over if you want to, if it means that it's a better quality film.
It's
Yeah.
it definitely didn't satisfy me fully. Let's just say, like they could have done a lot of things differently. It was good. I'm not like I'll give it to them. They did very
They
well.
just didn't utilize Luigi. That's
They
what I was
didn't.
mainly.
They didn't. There's certain things they could have done much better on, like much better. Like they
Mm.
could have maybe Peach. I would have been a lot more gassed if we saw a bit more of Bowser and here. I feel like this is kind of my take on like how they did Bowser. Right, Bowser is Jack Black 100%. Bowser's character 100%. But here is where I think they could have done it better. Bowser was made bad, right? But he wasn't bad enough. Bowser's always been a really villainous character. Like he's stolen Peach. He's like blown fire at Mario. Like all he wants to do is destroy and take Peach for himself. He's selfish. You know, we do kind of in the story of Bowser, which I'll go into later. There are soft sides to him, but he hides them. Like all we see in all the games is Bowser's just villain. Like he just takes and he doesn't ask. I think they softened Bowser up a bit too much in this thing. Like he was bad, but he wasn't bad enough. Like
I
he was
think
a bit,
because again
yeah.
for the plot reasons and for the fact that it's a movie and not a game, they made him, they gave him more sides to him. But I think he was a very
Yeah.
comical Bowser rather than a villainous, terrifying Bowser.
Yeah,
He's more just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's the bad guy again. Ah, that's funny. He did a thing.
exactly. That's
Rather
the
than
thing.
like,
Well,
oh no, it's him. He's back. Like, yeah.
I mean, it was also as much as like literally like men in their 60s watched it, but let's remember it was also mainly a children's film, so I can understand why they didn't make Bowser more scary. But I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see Bowser more brutal.
Thing is, there's tons of way worse villains in children's movies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that is true.
Take,
That is true.
Like realistically, Bowser, like in this, he was a really, really good character in this movie. I really enjoyed him. But obviously, yeah, he wasn't as villainous as we would have hoped.
I could have, yeah.
I don't think that's a good enough excuse about that it's a children's movie because take, for example, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
He was always like, you know what I mean, like really vicious and stuff. He was like, you could tell he was like proper.
And even that like peacock thing in Kung Fu Panda 2,
that one,
even that was evil. Like that was
That's
actually
quite
scary.
scary,
As a kid, that was scary. Yeah.
It was.
But yeah, like if they didn't want to.
Even Jaws, even that got Bruce from Nemo. That's terrified me as a kid. And that was more savage than Bowser. Like when he was chasing Nemo through the submarine. But yeah,
I think
it's just
Bowser's fierce attitude was only really proper like there when Mario and Luigi were also there. Like when they were like fighting.
That was good. I think he was more fierce, and then he was kind of just like minimized by a mushroom and put in a jar.
We'll move on to that.
Yeah.
Okay, animation was very good. Obviously, phenomenal. I think the best elimination film they've done, like animation wise, definitely big improvement. Beautiful. I will talk about the music later because that's for a later segment. Right, yeah. So absolutely loved Bowser. And Mario and Luigi were actually really well done. You know, we had our worries about Chris Pratt as Mario, whatever. It was really good. It was very enjoyable.
It was.
I'm actually quite happy that they were voiced by those characters now. I think this is good. The plot of Bowser wanting to marry Peach was funny. I would admit that was like I think the main thing I enjoyed was actually it was funny. It was entertaining. It wasn't so villainous, like you said. You know, it's more comical.
Yeah,
but I did still quite like it.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the jokes landed. Some were cringy in my opinion, but I'm just probably too old.
It's American.
Yeah.
Sorry, Americans. Yeah.
Are there plenty of references? Like the GameCube startup theme was Luigi's ringtone. And the DK rap and everything. Yeah.
That was so nice.
Mm.
Like, I mean, there's some reference that I spotted. Like me and Roman were like looking out for the Easter eggs, and when Luigi's ringtone happened, also I don't know if you guys noticed, it was Spike from the very beginning. He is a very nostalgic character because he was in one of the very first Mario movies. Mario games coming out in 1980s. He was like this guy who's a mechanic, and he's actually related to Wario. That's how the story
Okay,
goes. But Spike is a very old character, and they put him in the movie. Like, there's a lot of hidden Easter eggs there, and Spike was one of them that many people don't know.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
Easter eggs and references didn't take away from the movie either, which was good. It was like a little added
Yeah,
bonus rather than
it didn't rely on the Easter eggs.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I thought I was worried that they would just use those to like make us go, oh yeah, I remember that, but they didn't like do
They
that.
didn't. It's very subtly hidden
Yeah,
away.
it was really subtle, and I thought they were, which surprised me because I thought they were actually going to use the Easter eggs to get through the film, but they didn't.
That's
So-
good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say for me, overall, it was very enjoyable. I did have fun, but I wrote this immediately after seeing the movie. I said I'd only give it a 6 out of 10 because it was fun, and I loved a lot of the characters like Bowser and DK and everything, but I wanted to see a lot more from it. And overall, I think also it was quite meaningless. I think because what was the the message behind the movie? What, love your brother? Like what is that? It like really?
Yeah.
The
for me,
message was confusing. Yeah.
you kind of wanted a
like,
bit
all
more
films,
from
like,
that. Yeah,
normally have a message.
yeah. But I guess
Yeah.
it is a children's film, so it doesn't matter too much.
Like for example, like to go back to, I have to give it to Kung Fu Panda again. Like saying like Po can't defeat Tai Lung, and he defeats him. Like
Exactly. It's like for a children's film, I think it was a bit too innocent. They could have made it better, but I don't know. They've done a.
I mean, yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I still think it's a good movie. I have many critiques, and like it wasn't the greatest in my opinion, but it was still a lot of fun. So it
was.
overall
What do you
it was
think about the thing that Bowser travels on and all his minions, like the Bowser head shaped?
good. Oh yeah, the floating island thing. I mean, that was interesting.
Because I thought they would use, I thought they would use the airship thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the airship. They
So I
didn't
guess,
know they
I
used
guess
to. Yeah.
the flying volcano looked more intimidating than an airship.
That was good. I like the flying. Personally, I really thought that was well done. Like how they used the metal balls to smash into the ground. It's quite destructive, quite villainous. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did we actually? I don't know if this is me being silly, but did we actually see Bowser's castle fully? Like
No.
we didn't. Exactly. That's the thing.
We didn't
right?
actually
Bowser's
see-
castle.
And also,
Yeah.
was I didn't see Bowser Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
there's
a
quite
lot of
few
characters were missing.
All the
A lot of characters were
all the
missing.
Kooplings were missing. Like I
Kooplings,
feel like
Daisy,
I feel
Wario.
like I feel like
Waluigi.
Yeah. There's so many they've missed.
I feel like instead of having like millions and millions of Koopas, you could have added like just here and there like the odd Bowser Jr., the odd, you know what I mean, like all the other Koopas.
Yeah.
I thought. Funny enough, I was listening to an interview with Jack Black, and he, funny enough, was talking about the Koopalings and how he would like. It was kind of like a small thing. He was saying, "Oh, if I was to be, my favourite characters, he was talking about Bowser's like other friends, like the other Koopalings. They're a bit more better and bigger and more scary. There's several. I've forgotten all their names, but I should know that. But no, yeah, there are other Bowser type creatures that kind of work with him, and they kind of made their first proper sort of scene in Super Mario Bros. 2. I knew Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS. You kind of got a lot out of them there. You had to fight each one, and I thought that it could have been made a lot more fun if they added them in as well. Like there's so much more they could have done. But at the end of the day, as you said, like, I'll give my proper view when you finished yours, Elijah. But yeah, it was fun, but there was a lot of stuff they could have done better on, and plots they could have done something more of on Luigi's part, and Peach was a bit too much.
Yeah.
Too much of a heroine.
It just felt cheap to just say, "Oh, what can we do with Luigi? Just stick him in the cage."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Peach has never. I'm sorry, but Peach has never been a heroine ever. She's never been a heroine. She's always been trapped in a cage, helpless. Mario's the guy who saves her.
I get why they want to change it because it's more progressive and stuff, and yeah, it makes sense. Fair enough, very well done. But the way they did it, just for me, it didn't feel right. It felt too forced in a way. It felt from one day you're playing Mario, and Peach is like just a relaxed, normal person, kind of scared, and the next minute she's like the most confident person in the world, who rules like an army of toad people. Like what?
Really.
Exactly, the Peach we see in the games and the Peach we see in, like, I think they kind of
they're just polar opposites to each other. Like the Peach we see in the movie and the Peach we see in the game.
They kind of went with the more of the sports Peach look for the movie, right? You know how you use Peach in like the Olympic Winter Games or the Olympic Games. Yeah, that's how they kind. That was more. They kind of did that in the movie more. Yeah, where she actually uses her skills, but you don't see that in the classical Mario games ever, do you?
Yeah, but
Really?
it's I think I've said a lot of critiques, but the movie was fun. I think for me it was just maybe a bit shallow. But
Mm.
And I
again, it's
think
a children's movie. It doesn't really matter too much.
they
Like,
could have there was like I said, there was some missed opportunities to use like some of their soundtrack, like the forest. They could have easily added the Luigi's Mansion theme.
yeah,
In the when they were fighting Bowser, I don't know what music it was, but it didn't sound like any
yeah,
music I
it
know.
wasn't.
Yeah,
It
the
was
Bowser's theme line was gone.
when they were
So
fighting
yeah,
Bowser at the very end, when they picked up the Infinity Star. It was a remix of the Infinity Star theme, but I don't know why they did it because the Infinity Star theme is the most annoying, repetitive thing in the world. It's just it's just
Yeah.
that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing for the final fight scene. You want it to be hyped and like, powerful, not just. That kind of sounds silly, you know.
They could have. There's far better songs they could have chosen for that.
Yeah,
I mean, I
definitely.
thought this is like a bit of a take on what I think. I thought it wasn't too bad because they changed it up. It wasn't just the generic dun 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 dun. Dun. It was like but you kind of like heard it as like a
Yeah, it was dragged out.
leitmotif.
Yeah,
It was like a leitmotif sort of moment where it was completely different. It wasn't. It was dragged out, but I do agree they could have used a much more hyped track. They could have used the Bowser sort of theme line that you get when playing the Bowser games. Like
yeah.
it's like when you
They could
play.
have wrote a new song as well. We're not like afraid of having a new song that's really good for a movie. Like we would have liked that as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
especially if it was like written by Koji Kondo or something. We would have liked that.
like a theme
But
song for the
yeah,
battle.
yeah.
It would have been a lot better. But yeah, is
Yeah.
that your final view? Anything to
Positives
add?
are good characters, although some changes were a bit weird. Good characters, good animation, good soundtrack overall. Just a bit of an interesting choice with some songs. Funny references, mainly funny jokes, and not really an interesting plotline, but an entertaining plotline. And yeah, that's it pretty much. So it wasn't. Yeah, so I think I'm actually going to stick with a 6 out of 10 because it was a good movie, but to me it felt a bit
Shallow.
mid in a way. Like
It was.
Yeah, it was like you said earlier. It was like a bit. What's the point? Like all of this. What's all of this done for you? Like
Yeah.
you've basically wasted your time.
Like quite literally
Yeah.
walking out the
Defeated
cinema, I
Bowser.
thought, yeah, what have I
You've
done this
defeated
for?
Bowser, hooray! But like, what? Now your lives just carry on. Like,
I think
Yeah.
it was just exactly. I think I did have a bit too much expectations for it. Like I was a bit disappointed. Like okay, I really enjoyed the movie, but I was a bit disappointed because there's so much things they could have done better. But it was still good. Like I still feel like there's a lot more I need to see. Like, like I feel I'm not satisfied. Like I need to see more. That's why I'm happy about the sequel. But have you got what I was like to hear? What's your view on the ending? Because I did not like the ending. I didn't.
What,
what was
where-
the wait? What do you mean the ending?
The
Like,
original
which
ending,
part?
you mean? Like,
Yeah, the original where Bowser's
Yeah.
Bowser's shrunk and
Yeah,
he's put
yeah,
into
yeah,
a.
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I
no,
didn't like that.
no.
I did not enjoy that. I thought because I get it, like there was like a dash to get the star first, and that was entertaining, and it was a big fight scene, whatever, and then they both
That was
got it in the
good,
end.
yeah.
That was good. But as soon as they grabbed the star, I'm like, okay, movie's over. Like, what's the point? Like, okay, they've won, cool. And then they just beat everything up, and then they won, and then what? They just shrunk Bowser. Like,
Bowser.
how you can't like,
No.
why is that a
What,
thing you can just
Peach
suddenly
fed
do?
him a blue mushroom.
Yeah, you can't just.
Yeah.
Since when that's never been a thing where you can just shove a mushroom in someone's mouth and suddenly they're small forever. Anyway, that's never. It's not even lasted like forever, and then just drop them in a jar. Like
That's
he can
like
still breathe fire.
yeah.
Like how's he?
That's
He
the
can still
thing, like,
escape the jar.
They completely decharacterized Bowser in that moment for me. Like,
Yeah, they
I mean,
Yeah.
some people might think I'm being a
took
bit
away
too
all his
harsh.
power.
Like,
But I was like,
she
no.
put her arm in his mouth. What's
I was like,
stopping
no,
him from
he's a
biting her
beast.
arm off?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like
he's
he's
supposed to be
meant to be this
fearful.
powerful thing, and they just made him like, haha, you've been beaten. Now you're a baby and you can't do anything. That's not
Yeah.
in a fight. Imagine if you punch someone, right? They're knocked to the
Yeah.
ground. They're just gonna get back up and punch you again. Why are they gonna
Exactly. You're not
like?
gonna
Why are they gonna
shrink
lie
them.
down and be like, oh, I'm done. Oh, it's fine.
I
He's
think,
like, yeah, I'm
if
It was a
tired
silly
now
ending.
after doing, yeah.
I honestly think it would have been a lot better if he fell into the lava and disappeared.
Yes,
and then
and like,
that's
because then next time we can have like Bone Bowser, like from the actual games
Exactly.
where he falls into lava and comes back. Like that would have been good.
That would've
Exactly,
been- that
like
would've been
No.
good for the
that's
sequel as
so
well.
much more to the sequel. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would have enjoyed the movie if it was a lot more.
But I think
Not
what they're going to do
that-
for the
yeah.
sequel is that Bowser's like, obviously it doesn't last forever, so it's just going to wear off, and he's going to just like bust out the cage and go back to normal. Whereas it would have been so much better if he just, like you said, like fell into the lava, and then the next movie or like the post-credit scene could show like dry
Comes
Bowser like
back,
getting
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
There's-
thinking for
yeah.
the sequel, maybe Bowser Jr. comes up and he freezes, he frees Bowser or whatever. And
Or
then
maybe even the
then you get the other
Koopalings.
characters joining in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and the Koopalings.
Exactly. So, so is that your final view?
That's
on
my final view. It's a good movie. It's not the best, but it's at least good. 6 out of 10.
Yes,
Yeah.
6 out of 10. That's fair enough. That's good. Right, Rowan, over to you. Before me, what was your views? What are your critiques? Let's go for it. What do you think?
It's a good movie. I'll give it that. But we've pretty much discussed everything. Like I said, I'm not happy with the way Luigi's presented. Not really. It seemed like it was just such a cheap decision to do. Just like, this storyline's going well, but what can we do with Luigi? Stick him in a cage.
Yeah,
That's all it felt like to me. And like, and then at the end they just they just free him from the cage. So like,
it's like they had a good character there. They made a great character up. They got a good voice actor for it, but they didn't use it to their full advantage. They just put him in a cage.
Yeah,
they could have.
Yeah.
and
They
was
could have
really,
at least. Okay, I mean, like, fair enough. He can be captured, all right. I mean, I think I prefer if he wasn't.
yeah, but like he was in there
imagine
for,
how
like,
good it
most
would have.
of the movie.
Yeah, imagine how good it would have been if Mario was doing his adventures in the Mushroom Kingdom, and then Luigi was doing his own adventures in the Luigi's Mansion kind of thing.
Exactly.
And then they met up.
Yeah,
That would have been so much better
Could
than
you
just
imagine if
he's
they
captured.
sort of
Done.
did? I think what they should have done is they should have. Okay, yeah, Mario could, like, the same storyline can happen, but I think what they should have done is Luigi, like, when he arrived in like that forest, there was like a mansion, and he did like this whole Luigi's Mansion thing.
Because imagine like, he gets
King
stronger
Boo
from
and
that, and then like eventually they meet up and stop Bowser together, rather than just like
that would make
coincidentally.
it make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense, and that'd be so much more exciting to watch.
Don't just stick him in a cage and let the Mario save him half an hour later.
That would be great.
Also, the depressed Luma thing, I found that really just like
weird.
I didn't find that funny. I feel like that was meant to be a joke for like the parents. But
Yeah.
I didn't hear anyone laugh. I was really just awkward.
Same.
There's just like this
the
cute little
Luma.
thing he's trying to be
awkwardly
like.
laughed.
Fresh meat for the grinder. Sure.
Yeah.
This is what
It was like happy you like to go into the lava, but I thought, like, why are they making fun of like that?
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't really a funny. I feel like it was a joke that they thought was so good because not only they played it like 3 times throughout the movie, and then the Luma showed up and played saxophone at the end as well. Like, we don't like the character. Stop giving it to us. We don't want
I
it.
think they wanted it to be. I think they wanted it to be like a likable character at the end. And we're all like, it's that character again that's depressed.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It made no sense. The character, I spotted this. I don't know about you, but she came out of her cage.
Yeah. She
like,
left. She left.
Yeah. Plus,
so why are you in the cage?
I think because the whole thing is meant to be she's like just done with
star.
life.
How are you in that cage?
Yeah.
Like,
but also,
she floated in there herself. Just like,
I heard children in the audience asking like, "What does she mean? What does this mean?" Like the kids don't even understand it. It was just a worthless joke to put in. Like,
it was.
Yeah.
I think
it was overplayed as well. Yeah.
I think they put too much effort into the wrong places with that character there. I mean, 100%. You've made a great point there. If Luigi, I was thinking if I was like the director of this or helping out with the movie, I'd really like to see like Luigi, like, I don't know, like, discover the Poltergeist 300. You know,
if you want Mario and Luigi to be separate for the film, fair enough. But I say still do something with Luigi instead of just making him worthless.
Like, there's Luigi's Mansion for a reason. We've got a whole game on him. Like, he's done it. He's doing it.
Game series,
A whole game
Luigi
series.
Could have been instead of like Luigi getting taken away by the minions and just being stuck in a cage. If in that like forest, I actually thought he was gonna like find a mansion or something, and it was
because the moment he sat down in that castle, I thought, oh great, ghost time. You know, he's gonna be.
But
it's so perfect, and he even had the
yeah.
flashlight and everything. I thought, wow, that's perfect. And then no, it's just okay. There's Shy Guys. He's gone.
As soon as one minion came, and then that was the end of that.
And the Shy Guys came along. It's like I liked how the Shy Guys were in the movie because they're always one of the most mysterious characters in Mario history. Right? They're always very mysterious. They're kind of creepy. I like how they were used there, but. That aside, I was saying it would be great if like at least King Boo appeared and like he had to like fight boos and ghosts.
I thought he would appear in the film.
Yeah.
And like, I thought like that would be really good. And then again, like Elijah said, they meet up later on.
I mean, there was King Bomb, but that was like just a teaser thing for the wedding. That was
Mario 64.
That was quite exciting though that they included him.
I did like a lot of the sound references as well. Like when Peach's Castle was first shown. They played the Peach's Castle theme from Mario 64. But that's nice. That was. So I did like a lot of that kind of stuff. But yeah, back to Rowan.
Back to Rowan.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Back to you, Rowan.
About what?
About your views. It's just like
you've gone so off topic.
Oh yeah.
I was in we're talking about Luigi, but You've covered all that.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah. Again, like the same thing with Peach. Like they sort of butchered her personality. Like she's never been like this. This is a whole different it felt like it was a different person. Also, Daisy was missing for some reason. I don't know where Daisy was.
I think they'll come in the sequel.
Wario, Waluigi, Wario. There was just so many characters missing. I just thought you could have found a way to
Rosalina as well.
Yeah, Rosalina. But she's a very mysterious character, so I can understand if they left her out, right?
I thought they were going to do a Super Mario Galaxy thing because Peach mentioned the galaxy, and then they went through a galaxy-looking thing, and then there was a Luma there, and there's so many things pointing to Mario Galaxy, and then they didn't go in the galaxies or anything. Like it's just like you could have met Rosalina and done a cool thing.
There was something they could have done better. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it would be good to see Wario and Waluigi there as well. I don't know how they could have put them in the movie, but
they could have
done as a cameo. They could have done something. Like they put Diddy Kong as a cameo. Like they could have done.
Yeah,
exactly. Like they could have put him somewhere like, I know, in the crowd making fun of him. They kind of don't like Mario. Yeah. So is that your final views? Anything else to say?
Yeah, pretty much. It was just I give the movie 7. I'll give it a 7. It is a good movie. It like after what Elijah said, I think that is true that like there's not really a definitive point to the whole movie or a definitive message to the whole movie.
You can't really just I think they're trying to say brotherly power sort of thing, brothers.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's nice, I guess. Like brother love, lovely. But what if you know the brother? Like what are you taking away from that?
Exactly.
But like if you want to do that, make it so each brother does something instead of one of them just being there in a cage.
Exactly. I mean, I think they tried that though. If you think about it, with the final scene where Luigi saves Mario's life.
The final scene, that was the only time where he was.
Yeah, he put a bin lid up against Bowser's fire. I was like,
that was good. Well done, Luigi. He did something. But I feel like, imagine if you hadn't seen Luigi for a while and he'd be doing his adventures, and then he comes out with the bin lid and saves Mario. And it's like, wow, Luigi's back. Where's he been? That would have been 10 times better. Like,
yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of it just cutting to him in the cage every 5 minutes and saying, "Yeah, he's still here."
Oh, Mario, where are you? I'm scared. Like, come on, man.
Like, come on, at least escape the cage. Imagine he escaped the cage and started freeing everyone.
And then he can have his own venture through the castle or whatever. That would have been good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, So that's good then.
Wait, also, what's your favourite scene and character from the movie?
Favorite scene and favorite character has to be Luigi.
Nice.
Just because it's played by Charlie Day, and I think he was the perfect role for it. Again, that's why I'm so hung up about this thing that he should have been in more of the movie than he was.
Yeah.
And favorite scene. That's a tough one. There were quite a lot of good scenes in it. I think I'm gonna either go with the end where they were both had the star and they could both sort of fully properly, you know what I mean,
fight Bowser.
Bowser, yeah. Or the Diddy Kong one where he actually started doing well against Donkey Kong.
Yeah, when the fight scene between him and Donkey Kong, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, overall I give it 7 out of 10.
Great.
But I think they still need I don't know what they'll do for the sequel. But I hope it's good.
Right, so my view on the movie. Honestly, I think it was a really, really, it was good. And then I would say I've got a 50-50 view. Honestly, 50-50. Half of me enjoyed the video, half of me didn't like it. You know, I had a bit too much expectation for it. I think I was too excited for it. I think I was a bit disappointed because it didn't deliver exactly how I wanted it to. Now, when I say that, we kind of have covered nearly everything, really, to be fair. The main thing that I didn't like was how the first thing, was this is what I didn't like. I'm going to say what I do like in a minute because that's important as well. But what I didn't like is how Peach was heroinized. I did not like that, right? I think she had too much of an arrogant character. You could tell she kind of, throughout the movie, she starts to take a liking to Mario, which is good. But you kind of see that grow between them. But then, but the problem is she was heroinized, and she was kind of really good at fighting and stuff and moving around. That's kind of taking it out of Mario because he was always doing that. And all right, maybe it was Mario's first time doing that sort of stuff, rescuing people, becoming the Super Mario.
I want to ask one question quickly. the origin story of how he got into the Mushroom Kingdom?
Oh,
Because they started off in the plumbing in Brooklyn, and which they've never done before. But is that what they
Well,
used
this
to
is
do?
for
And
this
now
for the. I think the movie's kind of got its own
Mario
lore.
comes in.
so it's
'cause
kind of got
it's-
its own law, yeah.
Yeah, is this the origin story? Because Mario comes in, Peach has never seen him, Toad has never seen him, even though he acts like he's known him all his life. But at the end of the day,
I guess,
is it like because I don't know, but like
Mm.
It's probably. I guess this can now be seen as the origin story of Mario because, like,
Yeah, they kind
we
of
do know,
done
like,
it.
for a fact, he is meant to be
Yeah.
like an Italian, New Yorker plumber person,
Mhm.
like an actual literal plumber,
That's
and then
what
he just
we
somehow
know.
ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom.
one thing I didn't get. One thing was didn't he say like they lived in Brooklyn or something?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that's their origin. That's just where they're from.
Yeah, yeah, the Italian plumber. That's like.
That is actually like Mario law. Like, he is based
Oh,
on,
is it?
like,
Yeah.
he's meant to be like a New Yorker and Italian.
I didn't really mind. At first of all, I was a bit thrown off. I was like, oh, it's Brooklyn. Like, I'd be
that's
more
what I thought.
I'd be a bit more happy if they didn't actually mention a state. Like, I'd be happy if it was more of like a mystic town. Like, I don't know, like a made up world. Because like Super Mario has always been about made up worlds. And I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not exactly. I don't know. I think it's not really a problem. I don't think.
I think it was
So,
more of like another kind of Easter egg in a way, like another reference, being like, oh yeah, this is where he's from, by the way, if you didn't know already. But I think maybe it would have been better if they didn't include it so much.
Yeah,
like, I guess they went back to because they went back
yeah.
to Brooklyn at the end.
They kept
Right.
on mentioning Brooklyn. That's what I didn't like. We've got to save Brooklyn. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the thing is, that's
Yeah.
what they said. That's what I thought they were actually going to do. I thought they were going to like stop the flood, and then they just ditched it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I feel like
Yeah.
it should have been more save the Mushroom Kingdom than when they got at the very end, and well,
Didn't they
Bowser,
go back? Did they? What happened? The ending confused me.
So Bowser sent off like a giant bullet bill thing.
Yeah.
Mario made it hit the pipe, and then it blew up inside the pipe, and then everything got sucked into the pipe because that's just how it works apparently.
So now,
And then everyone
now
went to
the Mushroom
Brooklyn
Kingdom.
and fought there.
Everyone went to Brooklyn.
And then at the very end, they were just back in the Mushroom Kingdom somehow.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
is the Mushroom Kingdom now in Brooklyn because they woke up in the Mushroom Kingdom.
That's the
Or have
thing.
they
We
just
don't
gone
really
back to the
know.
Mushroom
Yeah,
Kingdom?
I don't.
So they're
Oh.
they're here in Brooklyn, and they're like, right, we've defeated Bowser. Now it's time to go back to the Mushroom Kingdom
And
Like-
ditch our families forever, I guess. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
they did jump into a pipe at the very end. So I'm like,
Mm.
well, was that just a pipe in the Mushroom Kingdom, or are they just free to travel between the two worlds now?
And they had to go underground
Yeah.
to get there, so they have to keep them going underground. Or I
we
don't know.
don't. It was
I thought they would
not
all live in
explained. Yeah.
It's not really explained that well, which I kind of like. I kind of like how it's mysterious. I'm hoping the sequel will explain it.
Oh, surely it will.
I'd
yeah,
like
yeah,
to see
Yeah.
some Luigi's Mansion reference in the sequel, whatever they
Yeah.
do.
definitely.
So back to what I was saying though, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I don't really like that about how Peach was kind of her character was made into something that we don't ever seen in the Mario series. But all in all, I thought it was all right. Like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna. I thought she was pretty good. Like still as an actor, still
Yeah.
she was all right. Okay, I'm not gonna. Again, I've got 50-50 on this. Again,
Yeah.
so it's half done. Another thing I didn't like probably was. Oh, I forgot. Again, it was about. I loved Bowser, right? He's my favorite character in the movie, number one, right? If anyone's asked me who my favorite character is, it's Bowser. And I think I said this earlier. He's not villainous enough. He's not as evil and bad as I wanted him to be. I wanted him to be. They could have done a lot more with him. I wanted him to, like, he's never been about asking Peach to marry him. He's the sort of guy who would steal Peach and put her in a cage and be married to her already and destroy the Mushroom Kingdom and take it over as himself. Like, he doesn't care. Like, it's him. It's Bowser. I think they kind of. And then at the end, I did not like it. Like, I really did
plot
not like
hole.
it.
Why didn't he just use the star?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
He would
the
have done
moment
that.
Peach said no, he could have just used the star and
Yeah.
won, and yet he held onto it and left it out in the open. He's like, at least hide it. Like, he just
Exactly.
kept it out there. Like,
And
oh, here's
also,
my
like
star.
when Peach, when they were like, what's it at the
Mm.
altar, like at the wedding, Peach was just like, "Oh, you really think I'd marry you?" Bowser was just like,
What?
What?
Huh?
He could have just made a stand right then and there, like you said, but instead he was just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no,
not
I'm
that
gonna
much of an
cry."
idiot. Like,
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
much of it. They kind of made him a bit too soppy. Like, I thought.
I get it.
Like,
It was funny. It's for comical reasons, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for comical reasons, it was funny. But let's just say Mario never existed, and this was a movie that just came out. Okay, I would laugh.
And also-
I understand. But it's
And
just,
also,
Bowser's
you
not
know
like
how
that.
they
Yeah.
what's it? Peach throws Bowser. He took so long to actually think,
Yeah,
"Hey, I can
Exa-
breathe
and
fire."
again, another plot hole is he can break out of that ice no problem, and he breathes
And
fire.
he waited like 2 minutes to do it.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. He could have
he
broken
just-
out of the glass,
yeah.
the little glass when you shrunk. He could have broken out of the ice. He could have done all of that.
Yeah.
but he just didn't.
I wanted an indestructible character, but
Yeah.
the end completely decharacterized him. I was like, no, no.
Yeah, it ruined him.
He ruined it, honestly, for me. But like the build up to it was all right. I'll go into that in a second. But back to the character of Bowser, right? With Bowser, I think that I like my emotions being pulled when I watch a movie. I like that. I like feeling really sad at some scenes. Then again, I do understand it's a child's film, but I wanted to see a lot more destruction and maybe even death. I wanted to see Bowser destroy some of the Mushroom Kingdom, like set it all on fire, smash things up. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see a really powerful villain, and I wanted to make everybody think it was hopeless. I wanted that. I wanted that hopeless feeling that he would take it over and destroy things, and that he would even capture Peach, and her arrogant attitude would be locked up as well with herself. And like,
you know what would have been great if they were going to put Luigi in a cage for the whole movie. They could have made it seem like Bowser killed him, rather than captured him the whole time. They could have like kind of not really shown you, but told you like Bowser killed Luigi, and then Bowser could have used that against Mario.
They could have hinted at it like
your brother's dead.
Yeah, like even though Luigi obviously like he would have been captured, but they could have at least said like, oh yeah, I killed him. He's dead. He's gone. If they were going to get rid of him for the movie, they could have at least
just lied.
Yeah.
Like that's something, and then everyone would go like, "Oh no!" And then at the end, he could have made like a grand return instead of him just getting out of the cage.
Exactly. Like
so many missed opportunities.
And we're not even We're not even
directors.
Movie directors, and we're coming up with better ideas.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much more they could have done. Like I needed Bowser to be more bad, but then again, they did. It was all right. It was good. I really liked the Peaches song by Jack Black. I found that really humorous. It's so humorous. Like it was funny.
It's a stupid song.
It's a stupid song, but I like it. Like it's just really funny.
It's just Jack Black being himself, which is why I love it.
That's why I like. Jack Black brought his personality to the film there. So yeah, I like that scene. But yeah, again, those are mainly the two things. Yeah, and then again, Luigi. I think that he could have had a whole adventure by himself. But instead he was locked up, and even if he was locked up, I want to have my emotions pulled. I want to be feeling sad. I want to feel like Bowser's destroying things, and maybe even think he's killed Luigi. And I want to see a lot of more destruction. But then again, I do understand it's a kids' film, so they can't really do that. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe I was just tired, but I only smiled like 3 times during the movie.
Yeah,
and then like, and not at any point was I ever worried for any of the characters or.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. But when Luigi was falling into the lava, I thought like, there's no way they're going to kill him off, and they didn't. So
exactly. So the ending should have been, I think, an alternative where somehow they managed to throw Bowser off the edge of a cliff, and he falls into the lava, and that's the end. That's the end.
I think they shouldn't have brought it back to Brooklyn. I think it shouldn't have. Because also, how does that even work? What, you blew up the pipe and then it created a wormhole. Like, how does that even work? Like,
how did they get back? Like, what's going on? And
wait, hold on. How did they get back? The portal was destroyed. How did they get back?
Also, what was Mario's idea to send the bullet bill through the pipe? Why did he want?
That could have killed Brooklyn. Like, why did he think that was a good idea?
Exactly.
Like, hang on, let me redirect the bullet bills to go through this pipe and blow up my hometown. What?
Yeah, exactly. I thought
he was going to direct it at Bowser's ship. That would be
he could have sent it into a mountain or something rather than the pipe. He saw the pipe and was like, aha, perfect, my family and all my loved ones. I'll destroy them instead. Like, who thinks that?
I mean, even exactly. It's a bit stupid. Like I genuinely thought he was going to send it backwards and like he was going to lead it towards Bowser's castle. Like
that would have been cool.
Or not castle, the floating island.
And then they could have been like fighting on it as it was getting like destroyed, and that's when he could have fallen into the lava.
Yeah.
There's so many missed opportunities.
There's so many missed opportunities. Yeah. It's like no. So that's why that's the 50 side that I'm like no. That's what I'm disappointed about. But then again, I do understand it was. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on them to make this movie, to make it really good, and they've done. They haven't done too bad, right?
They've done a good job. They definitely done good. Yeah, it just wasn't like we expect too much. Yeah.
Exactly. For the good side, I really liked again Donkey Kong's relationship with Mario. I still like how they had that sort of that fight about them. I liked how they included rare characters that you don't really think about, like those. I mean, there is a name for them. I've got the Super Mario Encyclopedia on my shelf, but I don't memorize them. But there's these little like bug type things, and when they're going through the Mushroom Kingdom, you see them walking around, and they're these big ones that like go up
Oh
and
yeah,
down, upside down.
yeah.
Exactly, they included rare little things like that. They didn't include any thwomps, but I don't know, they could have. But I
They'll
like
do
how
it in
they
the next one, I guess.
maybe
It's fine. Yeah,
I like how they included those rare little ones we don't really think about. Yeah, I liked the action scenes. They're all right. There was a lot. I liked the animation was really on really nice to look at. It was nice. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I like how they did Dry Bones. I like how they did that. They could have done a lot more with that with the Luigi's Mansion. They could have done a lot more.
The overall, they could have done a lot more with everything.
Exactly, they could have done a lot more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think due to restrictions, maybe with time or whatever it was that they were trying to do, that they just kind of shot themselves in the foot a bit. But it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
we'll get another one, and hopefully they'll make up for it.
Yeah, now here's the thing. I said in a couple of episodes ago, maybe even last year, I think I said in the podcast, I would completely say no to this movie if there was not Yoshi in the movie.
Yeah.
And there wasn't Yoshi in the movie.
There were Yoshis
there
in
were
the background.
Yoshis in the movie, yeah.
Yeah, in the background, but not really as a character, yeah.
Exactly, but yeah.
They could have easily implemented him.
Yeah, he could have just jumped on one and gone for a ride somewhere. I don't know.
Exactly.
Anything, yeah.
If they made the plot completely different, they could have added him in. But then again, even without Yoshi, it was good. But the good thing is the sequel, the post-credit scene, which me and Rowan actually missed. I think we mentioned this earlier, but yeah, me and Rowan missed that scene. We stayed for the first post-credit, and it's Bowser singing the piano song.
Yeah, and I was like, how on earth does that hint of a sequel?
And we've left. No, as a sequel.
You fools! No.
Exactly, we missed out, and I'm still laughing at the fact that just Elijah's had a really awkward day, like from going to vlogging in town to people thinking that he's too young.
I'm never doing
that.
I'm never doing that again.
The cinema did sort of troll us into thinking that that was it, because as soon as that Bowser Cross credits scene rolled, the lights came on.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's over.
For me, the lights came on much earlier, so I just need to wait.
Exactly. I'm following Ludwig on Instagram. I follow him quite a lot. He's quite a good streamer and dude. Most people know him if they're into streamers. He posted something saying the film was mid, and I agree with him. It was mid, honestly.
That's actually exactly what I said to my friends after coming out. I said, it was good, but not great. So I'd say it was mid.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It could have been great, but it's happened, guys.
I think when I was last week, when I was reading the reviews last week.
I'm glad that it's not completely like a failure like the Emoji Movie, because if that was the case, if that was the case,
horror, no,
then I would hate that, because then people would instantly think, when you said Mario, they'd say, "Oh yeah, that really bad movie that came out. Yeah, I know Mario."
But people
constantly linked to it.
The majority seem to enjoy it.
Itself is actually all right.
It's actually good. Like it's good. It's not bad. It's good. Like,
because
it's not great though.
Yeah, I was saying last week when I was reading reviews, because I read a lot of reviews from articles and proper critics, and they all rated it quite low, quite middle of the pack. And I thought that's a bit harsh. So that's why I read Google reviews on the episode, and a lot of fans really liked it. But now that I've seen it, I understand where the critics are coming from, where it is very, very mid. Yeah.
And I read those bad Google reviews, and I was like, that's way too harsh. And now I can understand why people were so upset. People that I guess had big expectations and they were a bit too disappointed. Like I'm like that, right? But I did enjoy it. Like I was like, oh, it's funny though. It's good. I like how they've still done Easter eggs.
I enjoyed it overall.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time. We had a good time.
But if you look back and analyze what they could have done.
Yeah,
there's so many missed opportunities.
Exactly. Like I came out of the cinema, I was like, yeah, it's good. And then I had time to think about it, and I was like, yeah, there's so much more they could have done. I could have had more fun. I had fun, but I could have had more fun.
Yeah, or I could have had fun, and it leaves a lasting impression on me. Exactly. So I feel like I'm gonna forget this movie in 2 weeks' time. That's what I feel like. Yeah, it was that kind of. Other than certain characters like Bowser and DK, to me.
But the hype is over for me. You know what I mean? Like it's until the sequel comes out, and I'm interested to see what they do.
Did you know? What was it? There's apparently a rumored DK movie going to come out eventually, and that's why Donkey Kong got so much screen time in this movie, because they're trying to make him an interesting character here, so he might actually get his own movie in the future.
That's interesting. Do you think they'll make separate movies for each? So they'll make a Luigi's Mansion movie,
a story. Yeah, that would be good if they. Yeah,
because there'll be a Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, which with the Yoshi and everything. But then there'll also be a DK movie. We know at least that much rumored.
Like spin-offs.
Yeah, kind of like a spin-off movie. So they could
'Cause-
keep it going for all sorts of characters. Yeah.
They could, like, this is a real Mario. The Super Mario is a brand, right? There's so much you can do because behind each character, there's so much lore and so much information that is hidden away that if you really look into it over the games that have come out, there's so much you can say about each character. Like Bowser, for instance, there's many Easter eggs in each game to show that he cares for his son. And I saw this YouTube video talking. It was titled something like "Bowser cares for his son," and it showed like why he does it. And like, back in Mario, one of the old Mario games, I think, where Bowser, it was I can't remember which one it was now, but it was definitely on the NES or something. May have been the NES, I don't know. But Bowser was sitting on this beach with his son, and Bowser has this is quite an interesting thing, and no one really knows, but it's like an Easter egg. But Bowser says, "I've got something to break to you," and his Bowser's son replies, "This is in actually one of the games." So Bowser's son replies, "What is it? Is it that Peach is not my real mother?" And Bowser's like really quiet and looks sad, and is like, "Yes, Peach is not your real mother." And then there's kind of like you kind of can tell that Bowser likes Peach. Like that's always been the case. Bowser always likes Peach, but there's so much into the past of Bowser that I've been studying, and like we never actually there are Easter eggs, but we never actually know who Bowser's previous partner was because he did have a previous partner in order to have a son. And
it wouldn't make much.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make much sense if it was Peach though, because
it wouldn't be. It would not be.
It's not Peach. It's not Peach.
That is like I'm not going to make this. I'm not going to make this episode PG-18. But let's just think about how awkward that's going to be.
But like I think next week, that's actually a good discussion topic. If you're thinking, researching into the lore of Bowser, and
that's what I really am.
About that, yeah.
I have been doing it, and this is what most people don't know. But he did have a previous partner. Like he did. There is a female Bowser, but we never see her ever. We don't know what happened to her because he has a son. Yeah. And there are actually, I can't put my finger on it, but there are Easter eggs that Nintendo have very sneakily included. You have to really look carefully that hint to Bowser's dark past and his upbringing and how he's lived. And I'm like, well, that is something I really like the fact that we don't know. It's like a mystery. He's just this really evil character right now, and he's fallen in love with Peach. But it's just so much to it. We can talk about this for every single episode. Like there's so much to unpack. And that's why they can do so much. They could do a character. They could do Mario number 2, and then they could start doing character stories.
Your final verdict after coming out of the movie was 8 out of 10. Has it changed since then?
Here's the thing. After we have talked about it, and I've got my thoughts out loud, I'm bringing it down.
Oh, okay.
I'm bringing it down to 5 out of 10.
5? Wow, okay.
Yeah. Wow. As I said from the start, I'm 50-50. This movie was 50-50 good, 50-50 bad for me.
I'm still sticking with 7.
I'm sticking with 6 as well.
Yeah, I think actually I'm not gonna be a dickhead and change too much, but let's go 5.5. Okay, I can't really retract what I'm saying now, but yeah, I think I'm standing by 5.5.
Okay.
5.5 out of 10. Favorite scene for me, quickly, was when they're walking through the Mushroom Kingdom, and you see like the characters, and the Peaches scene when Bowser's singing. Favorite character, Bowser, every single time.
Nice.
What about you, Elijah? Favorite character, favorite scene?
Personally, favorite character, Donkey Kong, just because I really like how he's portrayed in this film, where he was like a friend but also still a rival. I think favorite scene, probably the intro, probably the opening, whether it's the penguins versus the Bowser thing. I think that's a good opening.
That was cool. Yeah, so fair enough.
That was actually like
in the trailer,
a funny part in the film when they said that's but a taste of our fury.
That was funny.
Also, I like how the little penguin had a really deep voice. It was like,
yeah, he's got no fear. It's just like, you will die. No, you won't. But yeah, guys, that is it. The Mario movie, our opinions, and we've seen it now. Honestly, our final verdict is, I think we can all agree they could have done better, but it was fun. It was good to watch, and I may be a bit harsh.
It was the first Nintendo movie that's been like released as like a kind of like a big title. It was a good first attempt. Yeah, it
was a good first attempt, and it may seem harsh, guys, about 5 out of 10, but I want you to think carefully why I've chosen 5 out of 10 because there's so much more. 5.5. Okay, sorry for that mistake. 5.5 out of 10. But there's a good reason. I'm actually happy and satisfied with why I've done 5.5 because there is so much more they could have done. And again, 50-50. I'm 50-50 on the entire movie, but I still had fun. It was still good. They did a good job. But now, guys, we're going to be on to the next segment after a quick break. And Rowan will not sadly be with us for the rest of the episode because he's very busy and he has a schedule. So goodbye, Rowan.
See ya.
See you
Goodbye
guys.
from me.
Goodbye from you. We'll miss you, Rowan. Why are you leaving us? But anyway, we have a lot more in store to go on for the rest of our episode. But until then, I sound like I'm about to close the episode. But yeah, until then,
it's a goodbye from me.
Until then, it's goodbye. Okay, yeah. Ad break time.
Yeah.
Ad break. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast. I am Judah Terry, the host of this podcast, and if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you would know that me and Rowan both love hearing feedback from our listeners. Each week at the end of each episode, we have a great time reading out emails that are sent in to us. We read out and answer your questions, comments, and even complaints. So if you have something to say to us, do get in touch and write in an email to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. T's and C's do not apply. On with the show. And we're back from the ad break. Elijah, I just went to have some more of my Easter chocolate. That was lovely. I had
Very
some
nice. Very
nice.
nice.
What about you?
I just popped to the toilet and I was saw in the bathroom that we had you know the sweets like Squashies by Drumsticks.
Yes. I saw
a body wash and it was Squashies scented, and it was like really gooey pink and like I don't know if I want to try it or not. I probably am going to try it.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would smell. That's quite
I
interesting.
mean, you only live once, mate. You got to try it. That's just really interesting. As you just go into the bathroom, it's just spawned.
I haven't seen I didn't buy that, and I didn't buy that when I was with anyone. So like, I don't know who got that when it came here.
Maybe it's a gift. Maybe
it's just arrived suddenly and it's on the counter. I'm like, okay.
I was saying to you before we started again. I was saying I imagine they do a whole series of Haribo body wash. It
would just make me crave sweets all the time.
It would. I can smell Squashies, but I can't see them. That's because I am this literal. Yeah, that's so strange.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That is very interesting. Honestly,
it had a giant label on it as well, being like, "Do not drink, do not drink." So, yeah.
Very tempting. Just what surprises do your bathroom bring, Elijah? This is next week. It'll be something else. Oh God. Oh, but. That is funny, honestly. But anyway, the announcements of the week are surprisingly not Squashy body wash, but something else quite interesting that I've noticed, and I've now written my own sort of article about it.
Really?
I've written my own article, which I'll be reading out. I've not published it. I sound like I'm now a journalist. No, I actually, so that you'll see what I mean. So let's go straight ahead with this announcement. So. The Hshop gains popularity and concerns are rising for 3DS fans. Now, before I go ahead with reading out the article I've written, would you like? Are you aware of what the Hshop is and what it does?
Yeah, it's like for hacked 3DSs, I think, like
yes.
a eShop for hacked 3DSs. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. So every hacked 3DS, if you modify your 3DS now, you will naturally have it downloaded. I hacked my 3DS. I think it was last year or something, and the Hshop wasn't quite as popular as it is now, and I had to use a QR code to download it, and it is literally, this is what it is, guys. It's an eShop but completely free. You basically can get every single game for the 3DS for free from the eShop if you've got a hacked 3DS, which is really easy to do. So you can literally now the Hshop is again, I would say. I'm going to say what I think about it, but I do think it's also a positive because there's so many games that you can't get anymore completely.
Yeah.
They're either really expensive because they're old, or they're just impossible to get because they're only made for the 3DS software system, and you can't buy them anymore. You can't get them in card version, meaning how are you going to download them? You can't because the eShop's closed. Therefore, the Hshop has been a place for many to go and get games. But let's dive straight in and see what's going on with the Hshop. So, since the eShop has closed, many games are now completely unavailable to purchase from Nintendo, meaning buyers need to turn to resellers, and many sell certain games for extortionate prices. On the other hand, thousands of 3DS gamers are turning to the new feature of the 3DS, the modded 3DS. And with the modded 3DS come the Hshop. The Hshop is basically the eShop, but completely free of charge. It contains every single title that the eShop used to have and gives it to you for free, including all paid DLC, updates, and much more. Many gamers have been using this software to download and play much-loved 3DS games for free without worry of payment. You can download big titles such as Monster Hunter Stories, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and any other 3DS game for completely free. When the Hshop was first released, it was not talked about as much, but now the eShop is closed, the Hshop is slowly gaining popularity and is starting to be a top trend in the latest 3DS videos on YouTube, including a recent video titled "The 3DS eShop Lives On, Thanks to Piracy." This was made by the YouTube channel Wolf Den with over 789,000 subscribers. This video gained over 366,000 views and 24,000 likes, where it introduces the Hshop. As much as the Hshop is a joyful find for many 3DS fans to stumble across, many gamers are now getting concerned that the amount of attention being directed towards the Hshop will result in Nintendo getting involved and closing down the whole software, thus ending the 3DS era, as there will no longer be a flow of 3DS gamers discovering and enjoying games. Now, here are some comments that I've seen now on this video. The sources from the video by Wolfden, which is a massive gaming channel on the Hshop, and these are what people think of the current Hshop situation. So a comment here says, "Finally, a sane discourse on emulation and piracy. If they won't sell it, then it should be public access. Copyright laws are completely out of control and abused by companies like Disney and Nintendo." Another comment says, "This might be a hot take, but the reasons others don't talk about it this much is not only because they don't want to get in trouble, but also not to get sites and apps like the Hshop in the spotlight and in trouble by people like Nintendo. I'm glad more people are finding out about stuff like this Hshop and emulation and how piracy is usually okay, but putting these kinds of sites and apps in the spotlight by making videos or writing articles about them can do much more harm than good, especially once the info starts becoming mainstream." Another comment says, "This type of piracy isn't even considered illegal anymore. Many regions start saying that if you can't buy the digital media from their original seller, you are free to pirate without breaking any laws." Another last comment down here says, "I'm kind of scared of all the attention that the Hshop is getting, and it may catch Nintendo's attention. I hope there's enough people out there backing the Hshop's library." And the last comment says, "I want people to start saying you can't steal from a store that doesn't exist. This isn't like movies or music where you can buy all of it through different mediums. There is literally no place to buy these games where the publishers and developers see that money." Big stuff there. What do you think? First of all,
I think those comments are right in a way. Obviously, piracy is not good, but in this case, if you can't buy the games anywhere or even access them, the only way to get them is through piracy.
Exactly.
And if Nintendo's no longer selling them and letting you download them, then you have to turn to, third parties and other sites and apps like the Hshop.
Exactly.
So I think it is fair. And I think for passionate Nintendo fans who want to play games and things like that, this should be allowed in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about this. Like, making this episode now is doing nothing but not helping the Hshop situation.
Yeah,
I can understand the whole point of this is the concern that people are getting from the Hshop being recognised by Nintendo. And what I want to talk about today is, do you think Nintendo are going to shut it down? Because if they really do recognise it, because
I think they would.
Yeah,
I genuinely think they would, because knowing Nintendo, they've been really wooed with copyright in the past. Because on YouTube, being I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I've been in the music community for a long time, and looking at music and stuff, especially like video game music. And for Nintendo, so many times I've seen them just wipe YouTube of loads of like Pokemon songs and all sorts.
They're brutal
for no reason, for no reason whatsoever, and then people have to re-upload it all over again.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, like, why don't you want people to enjoy the soundtrack of your games? Like, because you're not actually offering them a place to download it anywhere else.
Exactly.
You're just taking it away for no reason. So they are very, like you said, they are very brutal. Nintendo, they have known to be brutal in the past, and if the Hshop becomes too well known, they will then take legal action. They will then, have a go at them and just probably take it down.
Take it down, so people won't be able to use it anymore. And I think this is sad news, honestly. But I'm getting a bit concerned, right? Because I never really like to talk about it because, again, you've always got that sort of guilt of this is piracy. Yeah, it is. It's literally getting any game for free. But and it can be then the argument starts with people being like, oh, but I had to pay £20 for that game. You just downloaded it for free, like Animal Crossing. Like how? I can see why people are starting to get there is arguments about it, but at the end of the day, it can be used for bad and good. Like with the big titles like Monster Hunter, there is a massive temptation of people buying that, and I've already bought that game in cards, but I can literally download it for free now. I'm like, the amount of people that have probably done that now, who I've downloaded those massive titles, but you can still buy them, right? I think you can still buy them, but it kind of goes to resellers.
Yeah, it's all
yeah
that's the thing, because Nintendo don't sell any of that stuff directly anymore. You either buy it at an extortionate price or you download it for free.
Yeah,
Well, that is now that the eShop's gone, that is your only options. Is buy it for more than it's worth or download it for free.
And they're big games like Xenoblade Chronicles is available on the Hshop, and that's like a massive. That came out in 2016, but on the last batch of 3DS games, and that is worth buying. I think like the amount of effort people put into it is making me sad. Then in a way, I think this is kind of as much. This is a Nintendo gaming podcast, but this is Nintendo as a company, and again. In this podcast, we like to delve into the myths behind Nintendo and just Nintendo as a whole and what they do wrong. And I think they've made a lot of mistakes, and they leave a lot of the consoles that have helped them grow. Like the 3DS helped them so much. Like this is what helped them grow. They've kind of forgotten about it and completely shut it down. And I'm asking for Nintendo to have some sort of understanding here as to why the Hshop is open and why I agree personally. I don't want to completely get myself cancelled, but I agree with the Hshop. I think it's good. I mean, there's games that I've wanted to download, like there's, for instance, let me give you an example, right? You know the Me Plaza that no one really goes on. Yeah. You can use play coins to like play these mini games in the Me Plaza, and you used to be able to buy those games. You got paid like £1 to unlock a game, right?
Yeah.
I was like, now I've hacked my DS, I can get unlimited play coins. And I was like, I want to try this out. So I used the Hshop to download every single one of those games for free that you would originally pay for. But they discontinued that, right? So I couldn't. I went on there. I got a gift card. I wanted to buy and help Nintendo out with the money, but I was like, sorry, you've discontinued this service. Meaning, if the Hshop wasn't there, I could never ever play those games. Like it's gone forever. The hard work they've put into creating the Me Plaza games. This is just an example. Like the Hshop provides like services like that for you to get paid DLC unlocked that in the Me Plaza.
Yeah.
And so I did
like,
that.
Yeah, I think some people like for example, you downloading them for free and everything, and you wanted to buy them, but you couldn't. People need to realize that for certain games that you can now no longer buy, like full stop, you literally cannot buy them.
You can't.
Your only option is to pirate the games.
Exactly.
And people who be like, "Oh, I paid for it. How dare you pirate it?" But it's not their fault for pirating it when they don't even have the option to buy it anymore.
Exactly. Like, how can we buy it like you're telling us to, and we can't?
And it's not like they were limited edition games or anything that were meant to be only a certain amount sold. It's just that they've discontinued it. So
exactly, and I think it's a big sad thing that Nintendo have done this. They could have easily kept the eShop open, and there would be no need for the Hshop. They could have kept all of this going, and Nintendo would still get a good flow of money from it, because I think this has really highlighted how many people still like to play 3DS. The amount of people rising up saying this is annoying me, I play my 3DS. The amount of YouTubers coming out saying, this is annoying, and now the Hshop. But this is a problem. This is doing damage, right? Because I think even me, I'm getting concerned because I've got the Hshop and I use it. I've downloaded games for free. I've just come out and said that. Yeah, not like, here's the thing, right? I disagree with downloading things like Animal Crossing Nudie for free. Because I've got all those big games in card, but there's small games, right? Even like Steam World Dig and things like that. Like you can't really get anywhere else in card game apart from extortionate prices online. You go to the Hshop, bam. It's there for free. So, and along with every single other game. So I would say it's good, but then again, that you do have that level of guilt, which is why people don't talk about it. But there literally is no choice anymore. And as much as it's really fun, it's like, yes, I can now get all these games for free. There's now a lot of concern rising, because do you think massive YouTubers are now coming out, like big YouTubers, almost like 500,000 subscribers or more, coming out saying, use the Hshop, it's good. And now that's going to cause, I think, problems because Nintendo are going to get wind of this. Like they have got
Yeah, they're
wind of.
definitely. I feel like they probably already know about it. I feel like it's more just a matter of time before they either say something about it or just act on it and remove it. So I guess that means people download the Hshop now before it goes away, and then
Yeah.
get the
So
games you want, and then
this is another warning, guys. I think now the eShop's closed. We've got one last option, guys. Go to the Hshop, quick.
yeah,
And of course, a lot of people. I mean, there might be people out there that disagree with me and like stop saying this. But honestly, I'm all for 3DS fans, and I personally think these games should be enjoyed. They were created by people, worked hard on, back in the day.
Nintendo are cutting off their own fans by cutting off the eShop.
Exactly.
And because they've done this, we now have no choice but to either pirate it or spend hundreds of pounds on a game that isn't even worth 50. Like,
exactly.
It's not fair. So
it's not fair. Like I've had to do this, right? And now I'm enjoying myself. I'm like, yes, but now, what I'm scared of, right, Elijah, is because now if Nintendo get wind of the Hshop, I think because they're known for their brutality of completely shutting down YouTube channels that completely wiping all the videos of YouTubers, right? I'm scared that they're going to completely wipe the whole GitHub option to hack. Like I'm scared they're going to probably take away an enemy theme manager. They might take away everything. They might decide to do that.
they might clamp down and be like, okay, hack DS is now just banned. Because the thing is, before originally, quite a while ago, they would actually have a thing where they could like soft lock your DS and stop you from playing it if you hack it.
Yes,
and that was like when it first came out, and they had that feature.
They did.
That feature is probably still there. They wouldn't have removed it. That's still there, but they just haven't been using it because they don't care anymore.
They discontinued it.
If they take down the Hshop, they might start caring again, and then they might be like, sending out. I don't know how they do it. They might be sending out messages, to everyone's 3DSs, if they can sense that it's hacked or not. To then be like, you're not allowed to do this, and it could give you a warning, say uninstall it, or it might just be like, you can no longer use it. Yeah, they could just blacklist your DS and you're no longer using it. So
exactly.
It's dangerous, I think. But for the people who have already hacked their DSs and haven't used the Hshop, that's then unfair. Because they haven't pirated anything. They might just, they might just want a cool theme. Like me, I've only used it for themes, really.
Exactly. I mean, I mainly hacked my DS for the themes, but then I got wind of the Hshop and I quickly downloaded quite a lot of free games that I can't get. I wanted to get and I can't get them. And yeah, there is a lot of controversy about that. It's like people are like with the actual copies, like I bought that, and I'm like, but I'm saying to that person who said I bought that, I'm saying, well, I can't buy that. But if I do, I can't. Unless I'm...
Like if the option was there, we would, but like
we can't.
I get that there's a lot of people who are just obviously they're going to take the games for free because they can. But
yeah,
for the proper Nintendo supporters and proper fans and 3DS lovers, they will be happy to buy a physical copy of the game.
That's what
buy the game off the eShop. Yeah,
that's what I do exactly. That's why I've got most of the big copies in card, right? And,
same. Yeah,
but there are people out there, no doubt, that have gone on there and been like, "Wow, Hshop," and they've downloaded things like New Leaf and really big games that have been viral and for free, completely free. All that hard work that Nintendo put into those games in 2016, 2015, gone. They bought it. And
I think people need to understand as well, though, is that whenever anything exists ever at all, it will be pirated. Every movie, every show, every game, everything has been pirated at some point by someone. Usually they'll be shut down, but there are a lot of times where it's not. That's just a thing you need to accept. If you're on the internet, you need to accept piracy exists.
That's the thing. It exists, and in this case, I think a lot of people are saying backing the Hshop up, and I agree with them. This is where piracy, I think, becomes in a way legal because there's nothing illegal about this. We can't buy. I mean, yes, it's bad to pirate games. I think that you can buy from the sellers, but there's the very fact one of the comments here say, the regions are saying we now have the right to pirate games if the sellers aren't available to take the money for the games they made, and that is what's happening, right? The very fact we can't access these games, the very fact the Hshop has been made, I'm asking Nintendo to be considerate and be like, well, we're trying to keep your 3DS going. Like,
exactly.
These are games, we're trying to keep the 3DS people playing. These are all games that you worked hard on.
But I think because they're such a corporation and they're turning colder over the years, and they've lost a lot of the character that they had with the Wii and the 3DS, and they have been cutting off things over and over and over again.
Yeah,
I feel like they might not care. I feel like even if you say we're keeping your console alive, they might be like, stop keeping our console alive, go to the Switch. They might be like that. So
Like exactly, that's the thing. They get from their point of view, they're like, no, why aren't you buying the Switch?
yeah, exactly.
They're a bit like, but this is a really cool game on the 3DS, you know?
And it might
And
not
it's
be on
like
the Switch anyway. So it's like,
exactly.
yeah,
And there's so many. The problem is, like, even this podcast episode is doing more harm than good. Like, this episode is going out. I'm going to be listened to by what? A couple thousand people on the audio, a couple hundred people on YouTube. People are going to know about this even more now. And I know this is what I'm saying right now. Go and get games while you can. Now I say this, but go do it. Go and get the Hshop. Go and get it. Go and get it while you can to get games that you can enjoy, because you can no longer get them from the Hshop, which is unfortunate. And I do think it's a problem that people like. It's now. I mean, I can understand why people are now making videos about it, saying get it, but it's like what's the phrase? It's doing harm, but they think it's it's a good thing, but it's doing harm. By putting it
doing
out
more
there,
harm than good
it's doing more harm
because
than good.
Nintendo is most likely going to shut it down at some point. I feel like.
Yeah. So this is the last time I'm probably going to talk about the Hshop. But
Yeah.
honestly, if you're a content creator yourself, don't do what we're doing. Basically, don't talk about it. Like, I think it's important that it's not talked about, because the quieter we are,
it should be like something that's just kept on like Reddit and forums and things like that rather than videos.
exactly. That's what it was. That's what it originally
yeah,
was.
for the longest time, yeah.
And now it's being wide. I mean, I can understand why it's starting to be wide stream, but it's because now it's mainstream. Now a lot of people know about it. Like, a few weeks, this is, and we're talking a matter of weeks, aren't we? Like, it's got big in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, really quickly.
Exactly. A few weeks ago, if I asked my mate who just had a 3DS, do you know what the Hshop is? He'd be like, no. And if I told him about it, he'd be like, no way. But now, if I speak to someone who's like has a 3DS and is a fan, and I'm like, do you know what the Hshop is? Like, yeah, I saw it on YouTube, and I'm going to get it. And I'm like, that's good, but it's bad, because now
I think it's probably too late now, though.
It's probably too late.
Because Nintendo, there's no way. Nintendo's such a big corporation. There's no way they haven't already seen it.
They have to know.
At this point now, so they surely will know. And I think if we stop making videos and things of it now and kind of keep it a bit hushed, maybe then they'll think, oh, they've stopped using it. It's fine. But most likely they're gonna eventually do something about it.
So this is a warning.
This is a call to action again. People, this is your last chance.
Yeah, so as a small podcast we're just trying to do our best to keep 3DS going, and it's going to sadden us all. Like, I mean, I was sad when the shop shut, but I had that joy inside that we can still enjoy games. We've got the new generation of 3DS gamers coming together and creating a new community for hacked DSs, and there's so much more you can do on it, and they're updating all the time. And this is I think the last I'm probably going to talk about it, because I don't want that to happen. Like the day that it's like a tsunami I can see about to hit the 3DS era, and when that hits, it's over. Honestly, you can't get those games anymore. They're gone forever. People are going to forget about it, and it's all going to be the Nintendo Switch and onwards, and it's kind of going to fade away into the past, just like the Nintendo 64 and stuff. It's just it's sad. So honestly, if you know about the Hshop, keep it hush. If you're a content creator bigger than us, don't talk about it. just don't do it. I understand why people are doing it, but that's why I've come to talk about it today. The Hshop is out there. Use it. I encourage you to, but be quiet.
We're more talking to the fans, to the fans, use it, because this is gonna might be your last chance.
Exactly.
And then to creators, just stop making videos on it, because we want it to stick around, at least for as long as possible. I don't think it will stay around forever, because Nintendo probably will do something, but at least we can keep it alive for as long as possible.
At least we can, and I'm hoping that even if they do shut down the Hshop, they will still be able to use our downloaded games we've got off there. But that's what I'm hoping.
I mean, sure.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Definitely use it while you can, because this is very, very, very tense time right now for all of us gamers that know about it. But for most of you now, if you haven't heard of it before, just keep it quiet. Use it. You may not be able to use it in the future, unfortunately, because I think this is the very fact people are getting concerned now, and I've seen actual articles online about the Hshop, and I'm like, oh no, Nintendo definitely know about this now, and it's knowing what they're like the very fact that they're brutal about their music, and the very fact they're going to hear, oh, they're playing these games for free, bang, no, it's just they're not going to be happy. So if they're like that with music, who knows what they're going to do now. And it's just such a shame the amount of people who put hard work into creating these software platforms for us to enjoy, like the Hshop and Enemy 3D Theme Manager. It's all going to go to waste. If this is like if Nintendo decides to act on this. So yeah, hopefully we can all change this. And even though I'm a small content creator, hopefully what I say has a tiny bit of impact in any way. Yeah. Anyway, on to the next segment. Enough on the Hshop, but yeah, on to our next segment of the week, Nintendo Music of the Week. Now, over to you, Elijah. I believe it's more Mario movie themes again. Music from Mario.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about Peaches because we I mentioned, I think it was on my episode last week. I think.
Yes.
Oh wait, no.
I think it was on before. We
were together.
Jack Black's song. Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned it, and so I thought, okay, I'll watch the movie and we'll talk about Peaches afterwards. It must be a good song. But then now that I've heard it, I'm like, oh, it is just a really silly song of just Jack Black jamming out, being himself. So there's nothing to say about it other than, I guess, go and listen to it. And without context, it's really weird. But if you like Jack Black, you'll like it, I guess. So.
I think it's one of those songs that if you like Jack Black, you're going to like the song.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
I like Jack Black. I found this song amazing. Like, I really liked it. It's silly. It's humorous. And I liked that it's in the song. Like, you don't see a big King Bowser, like this is before the episode starts, I'm going to put something out here that you probably would have heard saying this is a spoiler episode because we're spoiling the entire film. But yeah, in the movie, Bowser plays the piano and he sings this song, and I actually listened to this song. Before I watched the Mario movie, I didn't watch any clips. I was temptation free. I didn't watch any clips, even though they all popped up on YouTube to me. I didn't watch any spoilers. But apart from the Peaches, like, I did give in. I wanted to watch the Peaches. I didn't watch Bowser's playing it, but I listened to this actual song on YouTube Music. And yeah, being a massive fan of Blackjack and what he's done, I really enjoyed it. It's just not much to say on it, as you said. Yeah, it's just a silly little song that he's done, but it really does kind of add to Bowser's dramatic character.
So I was going to say, because there's not much to say on that, is there any music that stood out to you in the actual Mario Bros. Movie?
Yes. I liked how they used tracks in the movie, like actual music tracks that are from other movies and just used. For instance, I'm going to point out one track and maybe ask you about your track, but Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Taylor was in the movie. And that it was also in the film Shrek. Which I'm sorry, Shrek fans, I'm just not a fan of Shrek, but it's just it's a good song, and I think it fitted in really well in the scene where Mario is practicing for his training, and in the movie scene where he's like kind of running around and smashing into blocks and almost getting eaten by mechanical chomp plants. They play that song and it fits in really well, like it's never fitted in before in any other movie. And
there's a lot of 80s pop songs in
that
this,
was
film.
There was including the bit the Mario Kart scene. I forgot the name. It's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, there was even Take on Me and things like that.
Take on Me, that's it. There was some. I liked
lots
that.
of them. Yeah.
That I think for the I think a lot. I mean, unfortunately, your experience, Elijah, was a children's birthday party coming to the cinema, but I think actually a lot of people that watched this movie, a majority were people in their 30s. You know, people went in to see this. A lot of the reviews are people in their 30s, right? People who the Mario game came out when they were younger, and now they went to see the movie. So they kind of. Do you think that's like a little Easter egg there for people to enjoy themselves? That's their music.
The thing is, I feel like I've actually I watched a YouTube video of a YouTuber I used to like, and he reviewed the movie. He reviewed the movie. And he was saying he actually didn't like how there were so many cliched 80s pop songs.
Okay.
And I feel like he's heard, because you do hear 80s music a lot in a lot of, like, Illumination films, but also obviously during like any montage you'll often hear that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess he was saying, he's heard it too much because he's in his 40s. He was saying he's heard it too much, so he's not very happy that it was there. It's a bit too cliched. But I'm thinking, for me, I mean, I just like 80s music, so I was happy to.
Same. I was about to say, I'm a massive fan of 80s music. Like, that's, if someone says, "What music do you listen to?" I'm like, 80s music. Things like Take That. There's so many bands. That's just the music I listen to. A lot of 80s music. And it was just nice to hear it, I guess. I mean, I don't know, Mario and 80s music. Do you see the link there? Mario came out in the 1980s. 80s music in the film.
I mean, to be honest, not really. I wouldn't like imagine it beforehand, but after seeing it, I thought it fitted fine. Like,
it fitted nicely. I didn't really see a problem with it, but I don't know, but everyone again, it's like kind of his opinion. Everyone to their own. If you
Yeah,
don't
of
like the
course.
music,
You're all due your own opinion. And it's
exactly.
yeah.
I can understand where he's coming from. If he doesn't like the '80s music, finds it annoying, then
Yeah,
he's
fair
just gonna
enough.
find
Yeah.
it annoying. But yeah,
I think
yeah,
I was also going to say with actual Mario songs, I thought there was quite a lot of which we were very happy about. You know, just hear lots of
yeah,
rearrangements of actual Mario tracks, and like
yeah.
I'd noticed like there was one of the castle themes from like the old original
Mm.
Mario thing, and then there was so many different ones.
Oh, do you like the one in the scene where when he first stumbles across the Mushroom Kingdom, he falls into like the drain world, and if you listen carefully, you can hear the dun.
Ah, yeah.
I really like that.
There are
That was
loads,
like,
yeah, loads of really good.
was that what you call a leitmotif?
Not really.
Oh
So
no,
a
okay,
leitmotif. Imagine like the da 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 da. If
yeah,
that was repeated throughout the movie, that would be a leitmotif.
yes, okay, I see. Like
But
the
just because
theme,
it was just like loads of different songs, it's not
yeah.
really a motif. But
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
but
Okay,
they're all from Mario. That was good. That was a
but it
good
was
thing.
like it was almost. It wasn't that clear. That's the thing. It wasn't that clear. It was just kind of in the background,
Yeah,
almost
very like
eerily, just
almost like an Easter egg in a way. Like,
yeah, like an Easter egg. That's it. Not a
like
leitmotif, an Easter
yeah,
egg.
like if you listen out for it, you'll notice. Oh, I know that track. I know that track. So that's why
Mm.
I think I mentioned earlier, even with like Peach's Castle from Mario 64, they really drew the music from all over the franchise, which is great. I love that.
It made it come to life. It's like part of
Mm.
the Mario. Again, I said 50-50. That's the 50 side I liked.
I
You
wish
know?
they used Rainbow Road when they were on Rainbow Road, though.
Yes,
Because Rainbow Road is such a
that's what I'm
good
gonna
track. There's
say.
so many good iterations of that song, and they didn't
Yeah,
use any one of them.
Rainbow Road, the track, yes, it's
Yeah.
good, but the actual car track, a load of bollocks. I hate it. This is a long JR's Gaming in joke. People have followed me and Ryan since the very start, as we started our second channel, which you can go and check out and subscribe to if you don't know. JR's Gaming, which is in hibernation. We're going to be uploading gaming videos to it when we have the right time and equipment of me and him gaming together. But we uploaded a gaming video of us playing Mario Kart PC,
Mhm.
and I just expressed my hate and disgust for the track Rainbow Road because it's just so damn annoying that you keep falling off the edge. And Ryan kept on choosing that track. So he kept on playing it because he's taking the mick out of me, like a good friend. But you know, it's just yeah, I don't like Rainbow Road to play, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from. The music could
Yeah,
have been
same
there.
here. When I was younger, it was really hard to actually win on Rainbow Road.
Oh no,
Remember
you have
Mario
to.
Kart Wii? I used to just fail all the time, fall off the edge. Yeah.
It's a whole different world that is. Rainbow Road. Oh, my microphone just fell over. Hold it. But yeah, back.
Yeah.
Am I clear? All good, right?
You're clear. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh dear. But yeah, I think, yeah, Mario, they could have included the track. There's so much more they could have done, but you know, we have to accept they've not included it.
But yeah,
you know?
but we're happy with the music choices. I think it was very good. It was nice arrangements. Other than like, for me, the only one that I didn't like was the Infinity Star thing, just because it felt kind of cheesy. I don't know, just a bit weird in that scene.
Yeah.
But other than that, like everything really fitted really well, and it was just really fun to listen to all these little Mario songs that you haven't heard in ages just pop up and be like, oh, I know that one. It's nice though.
It was nice. It was, and I don't know if it's me just getting confused, but you know the Mario stars, right?
Yeah.
You do just get them out of small boxes. I don't know why it was kind of heralded as a massive holy star. I
Yeah,
thought it was like one of the stars that they're like, you know, from Mario Galaxy, which you can't touch, and it's just like a star that has power.
I initially thought it was like a star from Odyssey or from like any of like I don't know like 3D World or whatever. But like not like a normal Infinity Star, but it just is. Apparently, they're super rare in that world.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
Exactly. Like I kind of think that was a bit silly that they were just heralding just a general star. Like just it wasn't like a big, like usually with the stars of the Mario Galaxy, they herald power to like make the world flourish, and Bowser stole it, so it kind of perishes in the Mario Galaxy. But
these are just normal stars. Yeah.
Just normal stars. It's just like, well, you can get one you can just get one that like walking through the Mushroom Kingdom. You don't need to worry about that's just a star. Like, don't take it off Bowser. That's his. It's just like I don't know why. It is his star. Like at the end of the day, like, you can just get another one. I don't understand why it was kind of held up as like. It almost comes across as if the directors kind of misunderstood the value of that star. Like,
also because it only lasts a certain amount of time, and somehow for the movie, it lasted Mario and Luigi the perfect amount of time.
Exactly.
It's like as soon as they beat him, it wore off. I'm like, oh wow,
that's the most,
what convenient timing. Yeah.
The annoying thing is like. A lot of people might disagree with me on this, but the star is actually one of my most disliked items in the game because you collect it and You go really fast and you try and get so much done in the small, like, 20 seconds you have. Maybe,
Yeah.
no, it's even shorter than 20 seconds. It's like 10 seconds you have.
Mm.
And you go around, you beat up all the enemies, and just at the right time, and you're about to like run into a goober, it goes off, and then you run into the goober and die.
Yeah.
I saw a meme of this. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh at this. I can't really. You can't really laugh unless you see it. But I saw this meme of a 5-year-old kid, and he had a Mario birthday party, and he was literally 5 years old, right? Like, he's small, and he was like, I don't know. He just got really excited, and he pretended to hit this star that was on like the wall. And he hit it and just started going crazy. He was like, "Way!" Started running around the room.
Oh, he walks into a wall, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen it. Oh, the thud! He hits like a door frame or something.
The door frame. And he's bang, and
he just falls over and dies.
I didn't find it. He falls over and dies. But anyway, I found it. Of course, he shouldn't really. Yeah, he actually the camera cut at the right time, so you didn't see him cry. But
yeah,
the bit I found funny is I didn't really laugh until I looked at the comment section. They said the power star ran out.
I haven't seen the original. I've only seen edits where he punches the thing and then they add the sound effects and the music and everything, and like the visuals, and then he hits it. And that's what I've seen. I've seen edits of it. Yeah.
The fact, you've seen the edits. I saw the original film,
right,
and the original footage, and then I didn't laugh until I saw the comment section that was like, "Oh, his power star ran out." It's like,
oh, no.
Bro's power star ran out. I was like,
that's so funny.
I was like, again, I shouldn't laugh, but it was
the
funny.
funk was so loud though as well. It just
yeah, exactly. I didn't need it to be that funky, did I?
I mean, like the thud he hit.
Oh, the thunk.
Yeah. Sorry,
it was like bash.
It like resonated throughout the room. Yeah.
The dad's quit like, oh shoot, I'm pretty sorry.
Yeah, and they put the camera down like, oh.
Yeah. That kid's party day is cancelled because he has to go to the hospital. I don't know.
I love watching children fall over.
It's a morbid thing. I know. It's just something.
It's a morbid hobby, but it's a good one.
It's a morbid hobby, just watching children hurt themselves. It's just somehow funny, and it always isn't like TikTok. It's like, you'll go to hell if you laugh at this, and I'm like, sorry, I'm already going to hell at this rate because I've laughed at so many. I was like, but anyway, yeah, we are sidetracking. Yeah. Honestly, your question, holding out a hero by Bonnie Taylor, holding out for a hero. That was my favourite track in the movie. It's not my favourite track, but like I think it fitted in really well in that moment.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you got a favourite track that you thought really?
DK rap, I guess, just because I love it.
Yeah,
for the names and everything. Also, it's just a good tune.
It's a good tune.
And also Seth Rogen, he sung it a bit as well. He was like he was in rhythm with it when he was saying his lines.
I found that really cool. Yeah. I noticed that part from when we talked about it last week. So yeah, the DK rap, it's funny because it's such an old rap and like it's just kind of silly and it's kind of still used in the film. So yeah, they've done good in that. They've done well.
Very good.
Yeah. But anyway, question of the week. This week we have a question here from Tyrell, and Tyrell says, "Hey guys, if when you are to set up your own studios for recording and streaming, etc., what will it look like? Items, theme, lighting? Freaking cool podcast. Keep it up." Tyrell from the big LA. Big up there. That's where my uncle lives. LA. Nice. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so it's gonna create a studio, Elijah. What's it gonna look like? If you could get anything, I don't know.
I'm a very minimalistic person.
Right.
My favorite color is white, even though my friends argue that it's not a color and it's a shade. But my favorite color is white. I would just have white walls.
It's just exactly
and then just a normal carpet, and then a nice simple desk with like a collection of Nintendo things or music things in the background, and I'll have a keyboard, or whatever. That would just be my simple studio if I had one.
I think you and me are the same there. I'm also, you could class as minimalistic. Like, I'm getting my room decorated this summer, redecorated while I'm in Japan.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm going to get the room redecorated. So I said, parents are like, so what colour do you want? And I was like, white. Just bleach the whole room white. At the moment, my walls
it's
are like,
so practical. That's really because I have things on my wall and they don't match the color of my wall, and it's really annoying.
Exactly.
So having it white would be so much better.
Exactly, and white. I'm someone who likes bright. Like, I like it all bright sometimes in my room.
Yeah.
I don't like gloomy stuff. I don't like it. It needs to be either dark, the light off, and it's all dark, I don't like all this. it's just a bit gloomy, you know.
I'm
If
not a
it's
fan of like dark rooms with loads of like little
yeah,
streaky lights and things going on. Like the
yeah,
generic Twitch streamer setup thing where it's a dark room and then fancy rainbow lights. I'm not really into that so
yeah. I'm
much.
not really into that. No, I mean, I think I like the. I've got my current room is like the walls are like a. It's almost like a creamy pink, and I hate it so much.
I've got a
Uh,
sky blue and it makes me just feel like
yeah.
a child or something. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
like
and a
it.
sky blue. Yeah, my sister, little sister's got that. But I've
Oh no.
got a. I mean, the funny thing is, I said I like light. So like, I've got honestly, Tyrell, I'm a massive light fan. Like, I've just got my main light, which is really bright. So maybe my dad put a really bright bulb in. Then I've got a lamp, which is extremely bright. So the room is already really bright. And then to add a bit of, funky style to the room, I've got my jellyfish lamp, and that's it's like generic sort of lava lamp, but it's got a jellyfish in it swimming around, and not real ones, but like plastic
Yeah,
ones.
nice, nice,
And
nice.
and it's like you can like I've got like a remote that you can control the colours on it. It was a pricey bit of kit, but it was worth it. It's nice to have on the desk and just watch. And then I've got a crested, which is like if you don't know what a gecko is, it's a type of lizard. But yeah, I've got a massive tank for him, and he's got a big heat lamp that's red. So my room is really bright, and then it's got colour to it, and I like it. It's I'm getting the walls are falling apart, so I'm gonna get it redecorated, as you said. Bright white is the way to go. Just bleach it all white. It's gonna be nice. I
Yeah.
just like it. It's just nice, you know.
If you had like if you and Rowan had your own studio though, what do you think it would be
Mm,
like? Like desk wise, would you be like on a
mm.
sofa? Would you be at a desk? What would you be like?
This is honestly hard because Rowan, unfortunately, isn't here for the rest of the episode. I think he could give good insight as to what. But I think Rowan and me would agree on more of like. I mean, his style is. I mean, Rowan's bedroom, right? Went to his bedroom to record. This is what's real. Went to his bedroom. Anyway, I went to his bedroom to record the podcast episode, and we had. He's got his bed, but he's got so much Nintendo memorabilia all over the walls.
Okay, yeah, nice.
He's really set it up well. He's got one corner. He's got all these plushies. He's got Bowser. He's got Yoshi. He's got Mario. He's got a bunch of different characters from like Nintendo and games. And then he's got his posters. And then he's got his PlayStation 5 and whatever it is. Not PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And then his PC and his mini fridge with his monsters. Like he set it up quite well.
Yeah.
He's got his own mini fridge with monsters. Yes, that's Rowan for you. He runs off monsters. But yeah, he likes the stuff. And then he likes the stuff, the stuff you put in the room, like models,
Yeah.
etc. He's the sort of guy who would collect things like Funko Pops. Like he's the sort of guy who likes to collect them. So I think like he would have a good idea with directing the shelf, because I'm thinking of doing if I had my own studio, right? You've asked the question. I feel like I'm talking way too much, but you asked the question of if I was me and Rowan to have our own studio. So I'm going to answer that question. And I'm also going to answer like Tyrell's question if I had my own studio. So for me and Rowan's studio, which we're going to do hopefully, I'm thinking of having again whitewashed walls. That's where you start. That's where it's all nice, whitewashed walls. But we're going to have, we might have a couch for the podcast, and then a desk for gaming. So we'll be sitting on gaming chairs up to the. But then if we're to record a podcast, we're up on the sofa, and the cameras are set up around there. And this is the thing that I kind of had an idea. We're going to have neon lights in the room that are glowing blue and light blue and light red, because that's kind of our logo color: light blue and light red, like for the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. That's our sort of color. So, and then we would have like a shelf. And we would stack on it Nintendo memorabilia. So probably put a Switch on there. We'd probably have a 3DS. Probably have some characters, some amiibos. But I think that sort of Rowan's really good at that sort of idea, so he probably would set that up. But I'm probably more in charge of camera equipment and desks. But I think it would look like a red and white, a red and blue room with those lights in the back. And yeah, Rowan is unlike you, Elijah. He likes I think the dark lights probably be off, so it'd be red and white, red and blue. Sorry, keep saying red and white, red and blue, and you've got those little characters on the side. Yeah, I think that's what the Giles Gaming Studio is going to look like. As for me, I'd probably go for similar to Elijah, whitewashed wall studio. Probably have a nice big desk, several monitors, 3 monitors to game on, stream on, microphone, of course, and and I think for what the viewers will see, again, I'll probably just have a small shelf, or it's like not I say small shelf, like a series of shelves behind me, maybe a plant on the I want to be I want to be minimalistic. I don't want to overcrowd it. You know, I just want to have a small shelf with like 1 or 2 Nintendo characters, maybe a Switch. It's something, you know.
Yeah, you want to show off your stuff, but not too much
Yeah,
at once. Yeah,
exactly. Because then it's like almost like it's evened out. Like you can enjoy it. You know, so you can like sit back and relax. Yeah, it's not too stressful for the viewer to look at. Like I can just sit down and make a video, and you've got that. Yeah, I might put like a little JR's Gaming logo on the shelf. You know,
yeah.
it's
When you make
like
your own merch as well, you can like hang up like I don't know, you can make a lamp or something, like a light, a JR's Gaming light or something for your studio.
JR's Gaming light.
I don't know.
Well, what that would look like? Maybe, yeah, like a blue and red sort of
Like
Nintendo
off the logo
Switch
or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or hang up one of the T-shirts or hoodies when you eventually make it. I don't know. Yeah.
exactly. And if I ever hit 1,000 subscribers or something, put the little plaque up. You know,
Yeah.
just be a general YouTuber. I don't like me. I don't like overcrowded things. Like I see some YouTubers and they're like, "Hello guys," and they've got like 1,000,000,000,000 pluggies.
The amount of poker tubers I watch, you have like an entire wall of plushies and different like cartoons and
posters.
All sorts. It is just an entire like it is like 3 bookshelves worth of toys, and I think that is so. How do you even like know where any of it is?
It's just so intense.
Like it's fun to look at, but I never know where to start looking at it. It's like it's too much. Like, for me. So
exactly, I understand. And I've got a dust allergy, and like if there's too much dust, just gathering on all the stuff, it's like no.
Well, see, for dusting practical use, you want a bit of space to actually be able to clean.
Yeah, I want minimal. So I've got a big space. I want to get some big speakers in. You know, I want get some nice. I want it nice. You know, a nice big space. But you know, I've got my thing in the back, my shelves in the back. So yeah, when I eventually in the future get my own house, I'll probably have a room just dedicated to that, so I can just go in there, do streaming and whatever it is, just go out again. You know, it's my space for that. And yeah, Tyrell, yeah, that's the answer to your question. Minimalistic, a few shelves on the wall with some stuff on it. Yeah, maybe a JR's Gaming logo, get it created, merch. Well, I mean, I might wear the t-shirt, but yeah, same with you, I'm guessing. But before we end the episode, I'll say, what sort of items would you include on your shelf? Like a piano, maybe, or a Ace Attorney character?
I don't know. I think for merchandise-wise, what I already have, I have like merch of Skyrim, and then I've got like a couple of Pokemon plushies, and then I've got loads of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and that's pretty much it. I don't actually own a lot of collectibles, so I think I would want to start collecting more of certain things. The thing is, Ace Attorney merchandise is so hard to find because most of it's in Japan, or most of it is like knockoff Redbubble fake stuff. So it's like it's really hard. I've always wanted Ace Attorney merch, but it's really hard to find any.
I'll tell you what, I'll keep it in mind. When I go to Japan this year, maybe I can find something for you, you know?
Maybe. The thing is, they don't make them anymore. That's why I think it's hard to find, because it's very, you know.
I mean, I'm there for a month. I'm staying with a friend, and I'm going to be going around all the gaming stores in like Ikebukuro and like looking in all the like. I don't know, I'm 18 like next week, and I want to enjoy the nightlife. Like go to a pub, and you know, it's just I want to enjoy Japanese nightlife because it looks so fun, like the neon street cyberpunk type thing in Osaka. I want to really have the Japan experience. You know, I've got some friends I'll be going with. Well, they're already in Japan, so I'll be going around with them. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be going to Japan later this summer. Wish me luck. But I'm definitely gonna be visiting some of the retro game stores and see if I can bring anything back for, I don't know, you, Rowan, friends, like even for my own self. So like put on the studio. You know,
you got to bring souvenirs.
Of course, I've got to bring souvenirs. Like, because imagine like the disappointment on your faces. Just the fact
even for yourself, the amount of I watch. You know, Conor Dog VA.
Yeah, Sea-Dog VA.
Sea-Dog VA. I watch him a lot, and I watch a lot of his streams where he walks around Japan, and he's shown so many different stores that have all these like different anime things or video game things, and I'm like, I want that so bad. Yeah, I'm like, I wish we had that store in the UK because like. I need that. It's like
I mean, I don't know about you guys listening, but I'm not a weeb. I'm not. I like anime though. Like I'm not anime obsessed, but I do watch anime.
Things I don't watch. I've wanted to watch anime for so long. I just don't watch anime.
You just didn't get into it because I never.
I don't have time.
Exactly. It's time inducing because the series are so long. Like things like I've never watched JoJo. I've never watched One Piece because I've never tried. I don't know if I would enjoy it or not. But I the only anime that I really got into was Tokyo Revengers, and that was really cool. Have you ever heard of it, Tokyo Revengers?
I have not. No.
Oh wow! So it's basically about this biker gang, and in Japan, and like this is not a spoiler, but it may be a spoiler. So Careful. But yeah, I'm telling myself to be careful. But basically, yeah, this guy called the main character is called Takemichi, and his girlfriend, like he's like just lived all his life being kind of like a loser. Like he's just like he's like living a life with a small paid job. He lives in a small apartment that's all messy. Like he's a bit of a sad guy. Yeah, he's not got much going on in his life. And then one day he wakes up and hears the news, and like his childhood girlfriend, when they broke up, but in school when they were younger, she was killed by a gang in a gang fight. In Japan, biker gang, and like it kind of leads into this thing where he then manages to go back into the past, and her brother's still alive, and like him and her brother, who's a police officer, work together, and he's kind of transported back to the past, and he takes on the entire gang and becomes like the head of this gang to try and save his past girlfriend, and he kind of changes his life around as well. And it's still going on, the series, and the manga's way better than the anime, but the anime's season 2's out now. But yeah, I was really addicted to that, and the merchandise is like mainly in Japan, same as you. I'm like, can't get it in the UK as much. So yeah, so I probably will get some stuff from Japan as well to put in my studio.
Yeah, and you gotta like show it off to people and be like, hey, I got this. You can share it on the podcast, of course, to be like, hey.
Yeah, I'll share it on the podcast, and but yeah, guys, one day you will see that face revealed. Like, this channel will get better. Like, I'm happy to grow it. Don't worry, it's not going to stay as a thumbnail. but yeah. Anyway, it's been a long episode, a bit different from usual. We've had Rowan on. We've had all our views on the Mario movie. We've finally seen it. Yeah, again,
finally, yeah.
We've finally seen it. Didn't live up to all of our expectations, but it was still fun.
I think looking back on it, I think we've been a bit too harsh, maybe, because looking back on it, it was fun. It was still fun. It's not revolutionary, but it was fun.
We may have focused a bit too much at the end of the day on our critiques. Like, I don't think we may have put it down a bit too much. But honestly, would I tell my friends to go and see it? Yes, I would. Like, it's good. Maybe 5 out of 10 seems harsh, but maybe I shouldn't have done 5 out of 10. But it's a good movie. Like, it's watch it. Like, it's good. They've not made.
I mean, initially you thought it was an 8 out of 10, so that shows that. Like, during the cinema experience, it's very fun.
Exactly. I came out thinking it was an 8, and now after time it's just kind of dropped because they could have done things differently. But then again, like, maybe it should be a 6. But I don't want to be stupid and keep changing it, so it's still 5.5 out of 10.
5.5, yeah, okay.
I didn't remind me, it's 0.5. But yeah, it was good. I think it is good. Things they could have done differently. But guys, if you haven't watched the Mario movie already, then it's completely spoiled and ruined for you. But yeah, honestly, go and watch it and have your own perspective on it. That's what I would say. Would you say that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, go give it a watch. But until next week, please send in your comments and questions to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from, and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, as this will help us get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description: our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and Discord. But until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.